Basketball is on the air. This evening live from historic Story Gymnasium in Cheyenne. It's number 1 versus number 2 times 2. Cheyenne Central and Cheyenne East meet up in girls and boys action. High School Hoops on 1480 KRAE is being brought to you by our fine sports sponsors. Now, let's send it out to Story Gymnasium for basketball action times 2 Eastern Conference style as number 1 and number 2 meet back-to-back. It's Cheyenne Central and Cheyenne East. Ladies up first, followed by the guys. And before our opening tap of the ladies contest, let's check in with our pregame show and bring on Chris Polton along with Nick Proietti right here on 1480 KRAE.
Welcome
Cheyenne.
high above historic Story Gymnasium. We'll say that quite a bit, but it is the first time of the year that we get to say that, as I'm Chris Polton, joined alongside my partner Nick Proietti. And Nick, there's been a lot of buzz.
Yeah, without a doubt, there's been a lot of buzz, at least between this contest that we're about to see for both boys and girls action here at Story Gymnasium. You know, you mentioned first. Well, yes, it's the first time, at least here in 2020, that will be here live at Story Gymnasium. First time this season as well, too, at least here in 2020, but also to part of the 2019-2020 campaign that we're going to see Cheyenne East. We have not seen the East High Thunderbirds and Lady Thunderbirds, so at least get an opportunity now finally to see Eric Wessling's squad and also to Coach Rusty Horsley's squad out on the court as they take on, again, the heated rival, the in-town rival of that being Cheyenne Central coming up tonight.
Well, and this is a game that as far as regular season games go, there has not been a game this big in a very, very long time between these two ladies' teams. When you look at it from a larger spectrum, since 2012, East has won 18 in the last 20 matchups. The last win for Central was when we were in Laramie at the regional tournament. Central actually punched their ticket to the state tournament by beating East. Luckily for East, since they had won, were a top 2 team, they got automatic qualified. Well, but for,
as I say, unfortunately now
it's different.
Yeah, again, now how the Activities Association has things set up, again, those 1 or 2 seeds no longer automatically go into the state tournament. So again, every game at this point in time throughout regular season and that regional tournament, it matters. And again, when we talk with all 4 head coaches here of both the boys and girls teams, respectively, for Cheyenne East and Cheyenne Central, they mentioned that this one, again, it's 1 of 2 here in the regular season, 1 of 2 of possibly more heading into regionals, if not state tournament time. But you know, this one matters, as the other ones do as well between these two schools.
Well, and of course, as you'll hear from all the coaches, they try to downplay it. They try to say, you know, this is just another game. You know, this is 1 of 2 matchups guaranteed. It's still just January. It's not late. It's not February.
Tomorrow's March. February.
Well,
so.
what I'm saying is just still January. So what they're trying to do is maybe take the stress off some of their players. But there's no joke. This is going to definitely be it. I would say in the last year when we were here for East Central the both times, there wasn't this many people here for the girls' game. It's starting to fill up a little bit. So you can only imagine at some point tonight it's going to be standing room only here at the historic Story Gymnasium, which is going to be the host of what should be one of the best basketball games we see all year with the 1-2 matchups.
And if you're unable to make it out to Story Gymnasium, again, live streaming here on Periscope via Twitter and also to the 1480 KRAE YouTube channel visually, and also to on your radio dial, 1480 AM, 101.1 FM, or online at 1480KRAE.com. I want to take this opportunity right now to thank some of our fine sports sponsors here on KRAE. I'd like to thank Arrow Moving and Storage, B&B Appliance and TV, Baskin-Robbins, the LCCC Flight Crew, Breadbasket Bakery, Burns Insurance Company, Capital Lumber Company, Charles Schwab, Shine Auto Repair and Service, Chick-fil-A, Fat Boys Tire and Auto, First Education Federal Credit Union, Foot of the Rockies, Holiday Motors, High West Energy, Joed Produce, Kia of Cheyenne, LCCC, First Tier Bank, and also to Cheyenne Regional Medical Center. Again, thank you to those fine sports sponsors. As we've alluded to, again, it's been on, we've talked about it on Wyoming Sports Talk today, myself and Larry Proietti. Also, too, we've mentioned it with, at least on our LCCC broadcast. It's been in the paper, it's been on TV, it's been all across the state of Wyoming, especially here in the Cap City. But it is a battle on both boys and girls, 1 versus 2. On the girls' side, you got Cheyenne East as your number 1. Central is right behind them at number 2. On the boys' side, Central is your number 1. Cheyenne East is your number 2. Again, as we talk about it, a lot on the line here early on in the early part of the season. It's more so bragging rights, but again, it does reflect at least to those seedings as we now look at those standings and get ready for that road trip up to Thunder Basin for that regional tournament.
Well, and another thing is, too, is not only is this game big in the spectrum of the fact that you'll go through playing each team in your quad one time, so one team will have the upper hand, where they're 3-0, and the other team will be 2-1. The other thing to talk about is the East Lady Thunderbirds. They've not lost to an opponent in the state of Wyoming. On the men's side, the Central Indians have not lost to an opponent in the state of Wyoming either. So you have two teams that have not lost to Wyoming opponents thus far. East Lady Thunderbirds lost to a team out of New York, a prep school out of New York that was back in the Power to Play, and then Central just 2 weeks ago lost to Scottsbluff. That was in Scottsbluff, which we got a chance to see that team, and they're probably one of the top teams in that Class B division in the state of Nebraska.
Yeah, without a doubt. We want to thank more of our fine sports sponsors here on 1480 KRAE. How about MHP, Linux Auto Body, Little Philly, Mary's Mountain Cookies, Medicap Pharmacy, Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union, Merritt Plumbing and Heating, Page and Zach Lane at Number One Properties, Pepsi of Cheyenne sponsoring our Pepsi scoreboard, Pete's Builders, Platte Valley Bank, Taco John's, the Gill Window Company, YDOT, Shine Neurological PC, and also, too, again, as we mentioned earlier, LCCC. LCCC is going to be in action tomorrow. We'll mention this a few times throughout our broadcast, but myself and Larry Proietti will be on the road up to Casper, Wyoming, as we'll see top 25 nationally ranked Lady Thunderbird and Thunderbird teams up there at the Swede. LCCC taking on Casper College. That is 2 and 4 o'clock happening tomorrow here on 1480 KRAE. Again, all 5 ways, whether it's visual or audio, to tune in for JUCO basketball. And again, want to give that slight shout out as we'll see Cheyenne East, a former Cheyenne East product that's now part of the LCCC squad. That being one Eric Oliver, 51 points in a victory against Northwest College this past Wednesday. They're live at the racket game that we had on 1480 KRAE. Also, too, for Eric Oliver, that was the most in school history by that Cheyenne East product. So congratulations to Eric Oliver. Again, looking forward to what he can put up against Casper College tomorrow.
Yeah, the tip of the cap to Eric. You know, this has probably been one of the most frustrating seasons of his basketball life. Of course, his 4 years at East did not lose that much. He's probably lost more this year in his first year at LCCC than his 4 years combined in high school. But, you know, to go through those growing pains, but then to fight through it and have the game that he had.
Yeah.
He did not shoot the ball well when I was there with your pops for that tournament when you were, on vacation. And, you know, for him to come back and then not just score 51 points, but how he did it, shooting over 50% from behind the arc. That's the Eric Oliver that we saw last year. So hopefully for Coach Ficka, he can keep that going. And then hopefully for Coach Ortmeyer, you know, he's able to get the sweep over Casper College, which is something that he can hang in the bill of his cap.
Well, on the high school ranks, as we start looking at least the standings, get ready for March time here in the state of Wyoming. Same with LCCC. Again, lots on the line for both the men and women coming up tomorrow up in Casper College, where LCCC on the women's side, they sit right behind those Lady Thunderbirds, have the game advantage right now with the win earlier at the rack against Casper College. For the men, they lost earlier, but again, right now, every win matters to try and get that first round, at least home court advantage in the Region 9 tournament. So again, a lot on the line. Looking forward to it. Again, top 25 opponents there between the Casper College squads.
Well, let's take a look at what we're going to have for your pregame show today. We'll hear from head coach of the Lady Indians, Coach Glenn Kirkbride, as well as head coach of the East Lady Thunderbirds, Eric Wessling. Will be good for everyone to get a chance to hear from him, as this is, again, our first game. And then, of course, we'll go through our starters. What we'll do now, though, is we'll take a 2-minute timeout, and when we come back, we'll have head coach Glenn Kirkbride right here on 1480 KRAE.
If you're looking for fun and style, then the new 2019 Kia Optima has what you need. And here at Kia of Cheyenne, we can help you own one. I'm AJ Miller, and the 2019 Kia Optima will reward your daily drive with comfort, performance, and advanced engineering. Kia Optima technology, your phone allows access to remote lock or unlock, climate control, 24-hour roadside assistance, and much more. Come in, call 775-0123, or go to kiaofcheyenne.com, and we'll make it easy.
Welcome back to our high school pregame show. I'm now joined alongside head coach of the Lady Indians, Coach Kirkbride. Coach, started the quad playoff, right, going 2-0 against Laramie and South. Mm-hmm. As you know, those are two games you had to have. You had to be happy the fact you got the wins, but I'm sure there were some things you guys needed to clean up.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. You know, that's it's still really early. I mean, there's a lot of talk about this game and 1 and 2 and all those things, and I don't mean to downplay it. This one's really, really fun and a big one. But, man, there's a lot of basketball left. We really need to learn a number of things, and one of those is putting a complete game together.
And then as far as the noise goes, I mean, there's a buzz around town. Everybody's talking about, this game. We got, 6 administrators, 4 SROs, student resource officers. I mean, they're coming. They're making sure they have the place packed with people because they know how many are going to come. How did you guys as a coaching staff try to make it seem like this is just another game?
Yeah, that's something that we've talked about before. We knew there was going to be some media hype around this in particular, but just the whole year. We had older kids and all of that. So it was something we talked about before, and you just do what you can to try to quench it, try to leave it off the floor. We talk a lot about leaving that stuff off the floor. When you walk in the gym, part of the beauty of basketball is being able to just leave everything there. Good days, bad days, leave it out the door, and we just get to kind of be together and play and do what we want to do here. So.
Well, let's talk about the floor, on the floor. You guys are a team that you guys like to get out and run. You like to use your defense and especially that full court pressure to get you some easy buckets. It's a team that runs the same exact way.
Yeah.
How important will it be, as far as the styles go, even though they're the same, how important will it be to make sure you run your specific style and make East play your way?
Yeah, that's going to be a real question mark for us today. I mean, it truly is. Nobody will have played us quite like these guys are going to, dialing up the pressure in the full court and all of that. So I'm as anxious to see how we handle it as you are. But more than anything, we've got to take care of the basketball. We will get in those funks against any team, any game we've played. We'll go through a funk and turn it over a couple times when we shouldn't. And we can't have that against really good teams. You can't do that against this team or you're in trouble in a hurry.
Coach, Allie Fernio is going to give you the same consistent effort because she's done it for since you've been a coach, so the last 3 years. Yep. But how about your role players, like the Kelsey Bastards, JoJo, Jayla? How important will it be for them that they step up their game because you're going to need to score a little bit more than what you had to score against South and Laramie probably tonight?
Absolutely. We are. I mean, this is when you play good teams like East is a very, very good team. You've got to have everybody there and on it and locked in the whole time. And so that's going to be huge for us. We'll get what we get out of Ellie, same thing we get all the time. You said it, and you're right. She is so steady and so good. But we've got to have everybody else step up and handle that pressure and finish. That's another thing we've kind of struggled with this year is just getting up and finishing, especially through traffic. And so everybody's got to step up for us to have success tonight.
We talked about it against Laramie after the game, but you know what you have to do. You have to try to limit Kai as much as possible. South had a little bit of success. Of course, some of it may have been the fact that she had an off shooting night. But as you know, do you kind of attack it this way? Kai's going to get hers, so just make sure nobody else goes off? Or do you try to do what you can to just make sure she doesn't have the basketball?
Yeah, I tell you, I don't know, man. She's just so good. She's one of the best in the state, if not the best in the state. And so if we could slow her down or she'd have an off night, that would be fantastic. But we'll see. You can't ever bank on those.
Right.
But the rest of the team's so good, man. Madison Blaney, I said it last night. She is really good basketball player. She works so hard. She could play on my team any day. And so we've got to take care of her also, and we've just got to be aware of where everybody is. But, yeah, Kai's huge, and if we can slow her down or do something to try to help slow her down, we're gonna.
Well, Coach, best of luck tonight. Thank you for your time. As always, we'll take a 1-minute timeout, have more of our pregame show right after this on 1480 KRAE.
College. It's filled with classrooms, instructors, and exams. But beyond that, it's filled with curiosity, budding friendships, insightful conversations, and so many opportunities. There will be people like you, and you, and you. You'll work, you'll play, you'll struggle, and you'll succeed. But when you allow yourself to pursue your dreams, you'll learn what you're truly made of.
Welcome back to our high school pregame show. Now joined alongside East Lady Thunderbirds coach for the first time this season, Eric Wessling. Coach, quick synopsis of your season. One loss, a team out of New York, but other than that, you got to be happy with how your team's rolling thus far.
Yeah, I am. We had some games that we definitely had to battle in, but same old Lady T-Birds. They found ways to win, and so we're off to a hot start.
No bigger battle than last week against South right here in Story Gym. A team that really gave you all you can handle. Plus, it was your first night that you had to really fight through the woes of a bad Kai Buell offensive night.
Yeah, a lot. I've heard that for her, but that's who our team is. And Maddie will have a night, and Cheyenne and Emma and Katie. But those are things that we're built for, is to kind of absorb that. And I was proud of the girls for doing that. Unfortunately, we just couldn't. There was a bucket or a lid on that thing.
Yeah, well, and tonight, we talked to Coach Kirkbride as well and asked him the same question, but there's a lot of hype about this, not just between the teams like usual, but there's a lot of town hype, whether it's the different radio stations plugging it, all the schools that are getting into it. 1-2 matchup, in your years at East, I'm sure this is probably the biggest regular season game you guys have ever played.
Yeah, it's exciting for sure, and I think Glenn would say the same thing. It is everything for the community, and it's exciting, and what a great community that allows us to have these kinds of games. It's great for the kids. But I also think we both know that this is the first of 2 games.
Right.
And it's a season long. You want to be the best at the end. I think we've talked you guys to death about that. But
yeah,
it's a fun game. It's a fun night. It's a measuring stick for both programs, and so we're excited.
Is it kind of nice only having this one game this week, so you can kind of really make sure your ladies are a little bit more focused and not really buying into the hype, so to say, and they can just treat it as another game?
Yeah, the scouts a lot easier, I can tell you that. You don't have to prepare 2 scouts in a given week, but yeah, it is kind of nice that way.
Coach, they play a very similar style. They like to get out and run just like you do. They do a lot of full court pressure. They'll even mix in a lot of zone type defense. How important will it be that even though they play the same style, it's not your style? So how important will it be to get them to play your style tonight?
It's everything. I mean, that's kind of our goal. It's been our goal is to make teams that have to adjust to us, and so I think that's the goal of most teams, but we're at our best when we can make tempo plays and make people adjust to our speed and our determination. So that's hugely important for us.
And then as far as them on the scoring wise, Fernio is going to give the same consistent effort that you'll see every single night, but how important will it be to make sure you're limiting her on the offensive glass? Last game we had against Laramie, she had 7 O boards. How important will it be to make sure you make sure it's one and done? Yeah,
it's they're slashers. They're good kids, and they play hard, and you look at them on film and you like what you see, and you get ready for that. And that's why we're excited, is we're going to see how good we can be defensively today and how good we can take care of the little things, because they're going to make you pay if you don't.
Not that I want to talk about something other than Kai, but I think everybody knows what Kai brings to the table. How important, though, will it be for Blaney, for Cheyenne, for Katie Castle, and for your bench, really? I mean, you got one freshman that comes out and plays a lot of minutes as well. How important will it be, though, that you guys are playing 1 through 10, 1 through 11? How many you guys throw out there tonight?
Important. It's been important all year. I mean, we've had games and stretches up in Riverton where we needed our bench or else we weren't going to survive, and they step up and they're ready and they're engaged, and that's a testament to them, testament to our leadership with those 2, Kai and Maddie. When they're not having great games, deciding they need to be the best teammates they can be as well. So our bench is very important for us, and it has been thus to this point.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you very much. Good luck tonight. That is Coach Eric Wessling. We'll take a 1-minute timeout and have more of our high school pregame show right after this on 1480 KRAE.
Both teams are now out on the floor warming up here as it is quickly starting to pack up. You can see across from us just in that first section, there's not a whole lot of empty spaces just below us here. We're on the north side of the gym, and you can kind of see that same thing, or maybe east side of the gym. South side. Yeah, south side. I get turned around. South side. Oh, that's right. Our cars are just right out there. South side of the gym, you can see it's starting to get fill up a lot here, which is great because this is a good game to be at. Of course, if you can't be that, we're glad you're joining us right here on 1480 KRAE, YouTube, Periscope via Twitter, whether you're listening online or just listening old school on the radio, 1480 AM and 101.1 FM. Nick, of course, this is not the only game going on, as we will also have other action. We'll just go to 3A first.
It kind of feels
it
feels like this is the only game going on here in the state of Wyoming. But yeah, so our other action at least happening across the state of Wyoming, whether it is in also to the at least Eastern Conference or the Western Conference. Again, Cheyenne South is in action. They're going to be at least possibly, again, I-80 was closed earlier. Not sure if that game's going to be underway, but they should be in Laramie taking on the Plainsmen and Lady Plainsmen.
Yeah, it hasn't said anything yet. As far as online, it does show they're still slated for that 6 o'clock start. When you're looking at the 2A, the number 2 team in Class 2A Pine Bluffs, they're going to host Lusk tonight. Burns, they're going to host Wheatland in the Class 3A. Both of those will start at 5:30. And then as far as 4A goes, you'll have number 3 Thunder Basin at Campbell County. That should be a good one tonight. Campbell County, of course, beating Natrona, who's right now number 5, beating them last week. Speaking of Natrona County, they're going to be at Sheridan. So the Phillies will be at the Lady Bronx over there in Sheridan. And then the number 5 Rock Springs team will host Kelly Walsh. And then, of course, we have Cheyenne South at Laramie. All of those games, too, both girls and boys action, as will – I think everybody, at least in this quad, will only play one game this week, that being because it's kind of your travel partner that you're playing against.
Yeah, it's travel partner. It's rivalry week. Again, it is kind of those special moments, whether here in the Cap City, up there in Gillette, Wyoming, wherever throughout the state of Wyoming. It is kind of those special games happening here. Also, too, with this contest between Cheyenne East and Cheyenne South, East is hosting this, but it is also, too, at least, again, put the rivalry in remission as it's breast cancer awareness, as they've recommended folks, where, again, not charging an admission at the door, so to speak. They're looking for donations towards breast cancer awareness, and also, too, say for folks, if you have not tuned up here, or at least gotten to Story Gym, wear your pink as well, too. I do believe for Cheyenne East, they'll don pink jerseys as they've done in the past. They will not.
They got rid. Unfortunately, they have not been able to get new ones because the old ones aren't up to snuff. So they're wearing, you see Kai Buell out there with pink shoes. They're wearing pink warm-ups right now on their shooting shirts. But, yeah, they'll be in their regular white jerseys tonight.
But fans and also to cheerleading staffs, whoever, and again, wherever throughout Story Gymnasium, you see a lot of pink out here because, again, it is that special, at least occasion, special cause here at Story Gymnasium, breast cancer awareness. Again, put the rivalry in remission, again, happening here tonight in town.
Well, we'll take another 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have the starters for the Central Lady Indians right here on 1480 KRAE. Welcome back inside Historic Storage Gymnasium. Let's now take a look at the Central Lady Indians. They come in with the quad record of 2-0, the 11-1 overall. Their head coach is Glenn Kirkbride. They're on a 10-game winning streak coming into this one. His starters a little different. He's going to go with senior guard number 2, Kenzie Bolts, 2 points a game for her. Then sophomore guard / forward number 4, Jordan Jones. She'll go by JoJo, 8 points a game, 5.5 rebounds. And then it's their main scorers, senior forward number 23, Ellie Fernio, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. Then it's junior guard number 30, Bailey Delbridge, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2.5 steals. And then their senior forward number 32, Jayla Jones, 6 points. She's their leading shooter from behind the arc at 31%. They score 52.5 points per game, 38.5% field goal percentage, 21% from 3. They shoot 59% from the free throw line. They do have the number 1 defense in total scoring. They give their opponents just 37 points per game. They also hold opponents to 32.5% from the field, 28% from the three-point line. Nick, this Central Lady Indians team is going to have to win with defense tonight.
Yeah, without a doubt. They're going to have to find some way to slow down Cheyenne East, where for both boys and girls, you're going to have similar-looking teams out on the court that are high-paced, fast-paced, again, like to put up scoring bunches, so to speak. So, again, it's going to be an exciting one. Cheyenne Central coming in this contest, ranked in at least Class 4A. They are number 2 heading into this contest. As you mentioned, 11-1 overall, 2-0 so far here in at least conference play, quadrant play early on in this 2019-2020 campaign.
We'll take a 2-minute timeout, and we'll have the starters for the East Lady Thunderbirds right here on 1480 KRAE. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the number 1 team in Class 4A, East Lady Thunderbirds, coming in at 13-1. They're 2-0 in squadron play. Head coach Eric Wessling and his Lady T-Birds on a 7-game winning streak. They're going to come out with junior guard /4 number 4 Emma Jacobson, 6.5 points, 7 rebounds. Junior guard number 5 Cheyenne Alvarado, 6 points and 4 rebounds for her. Maddie Blaney, senior 4 number 11, 10 points, 6 rebounds. And it's the main scorer, the leading scorer in Class 4A, senior guard number 13, Kai Buell, who against Scottsbluff broke a school record, scoring 40 points in that matchup. Again, 22 points, 6.5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3.5 steals. And then senior guard number 24, Katie Castle, 4.5 points, 4.5 rebounds. They score 62 points a game. They're the number 1 scoring offense in Class 4A. They shoot 35.5%, 24 from behind the arc, 67% from the free throw line. They can play defense too. They give up just 44 points on the season, hold their opponents to 31% from the field, 23% from three-point line. You know, Nick, there's kind of like this magic number I have in my head. It's the first to 50 may win this.
I think that's absolutely correct on this one. We've seen, however, though, for Cheyenne Central, we saw miscues last week, and they're at the field house against a Laramie Plainsman team, or at least Lady Plainsman team, that, again, on paper, Central should have took care of business. In the end, they did. But, again, it's a Central team that struggled throughout that entire contest, allowed Laramie to get in that, at least, game and basically kind of play catch-up. But, you know, what I'm alluding to with the Lady Thunder, at least Lady Indians, is you can't have a similar game of what we just saw at the field house last week. East is going to make you pay. They're going to cash in those turnovers, and then that's going to be something where the Lady Thunderbirds find themselves up about 10, 15, 20. It might get that situation because this East team, like sharks in the water, they're going to smell blood, and they're going to go after it and, again, make you pay for those mistakes.
Well, on the flip side as well, is East can't have a bad scoring night like they did against South. Central can score, and they are able to score in bunches, especially if you don't take care of the basketball. So for East, what are they going to do if Kai comes out cold like she did against South? Yeah. Can somebody else step up? Central will be in the road black jerseys with red numbers, white on the outline. East will be in their home whites with the baby blue with black on the outline. East will go right to left across your screen or radio dial. However you are enjoying the game with Nick Proietti and Chris Polton as we are about to get underway. It's Maddie Blaney and Jayla Jones in the middle, getting set to tip off this 1 versus 2 matchup, our 1 of 2 here tonight. And the tip will come to Kai Buell for East as the Lady T-Birds will start with the possession. Bounce pass right wing, Cheyenne Alvarado with the basketball. Looks like man defense to start here for Central. It'll be Fernio on Blaney. Right wing 3 for Castle, hits hard off the back iron. The rebound will come down to Fernio. Here, 1 and done to start for Central. Good start on that defensive side. Now their first chance, it's Bolts, who gets the start over Salee tonight for Coach Kirkbride with the basketball. Fernie on the left wing. Blaney will play defense on her as East will also start in a man defense. Delbridge with the right-hand dribble, gets in the lane, puts up the shot over Buell, hits off the front iron. Blaney grabs the rebound after a nice box out. Here comes East in transition. Emma Jacobson has it on the right wing, now kick out, left elbow. Alvarado from 15 on the left side, air ball, last touch by Blaney. And it will be Central basketball.
Central was very lucky on that play. She was wide open on that edge. Again, a complete air ball on that one right now for both teams. Again, struggling here early on. It's kind of that feeling out process here.
Full court pressure for East. Jayla with the basketball, fakes one way. We'll give it to Bolts in the middle. Now Bolts runs into Kai Buell. It's on the floor. Buell and Bolts will tie it up. It's going to be a jump ball, and it'll be Central basketball. These officials are going to have a tough task at hand. Both teams love to play physical. We're going to see what they're going to allow them to get away with here early.
Do want to mention, at least compared to the JUCO ranks here in high school basketball, 8-minute quarters for both girls and boys.
Bolts with the basketball, up high. Now JoJo has it with Emma Jacobson in charge of stopping her. Delbert straight away gets into the lane. Kick out. Jayla couldn't get a good handle on it. She's now in the lane, loses the handle the first turnover as Emma Jacobson comes up with the steal for East. Castle in transition at the free throw line. Kick out to Jacobson. No shot attempt thus far in 3 possessions for Kai. Alvarado bounce pass. Castle loses the handle. It tries to go down low to Blaney, and they're going to get a foul on Fernio, and that's her first.
Her team's first called against Cheyenne Central here in this first quarter.
And Fernio's got to watch out. She got in foul trouble against Laramie in that game where she played she didn't play much of that first half. Inbound pass comes to Jacobson. Jacobson looks over to Castle. Going down low is Buell trying to body up Kenzie Bolts as she has the size advantage and draws the foul. It'll be Kenzie Bolts first. And if you're going to play man, you're going to have to find a way to get Kai in certain situations, and that's what they're doing. They're having her post up Kenzie Bolts.
So far, 2 early fouls here against Cheyenne Central. Now make it 3 against the Lady Indians. On that one, a push.
And that's on Fernio.
As Fernio will pick up that foul. That'll be her second.
And that's going to bring Kelsey Bassert to the scoring table to come in next whistle. It's a turnover almost as Emma Jacobson is able to grab the loose ball as trying to save it was Delbridge. Kai will slow it down and now have the basketball. Dribbles with the right hand, gets around Bolts. Help defense there. Her first shot's an air ball, and it'll be Delbridge with the rebound. Still no score. 6 minutes left here in this first quarter. Delbridge across the timeline for Central. Tries to cross over Alvarado. Will go to JoJo on the right wing. JoJo will slow down her dribble and hand it off to Delbridge. Delbridge, 2 dribbles with the left hand. Bounce past Jayla. Jab step to the left, comes straight away. Fakes the 3, looking for someone to cut. Instead, will go to her sister, JoJo. Dribbles between the legs. High screen is taken away by Alvarado. It's the second turnover for Central. Here comes Alvarado. Left hand blocked by JoJo. Here comes Central now back in transition as for Jordan Jones. She picks up her first block tonight. Bolts with it on the right wing.
You think these two teams know each other very well?
I think so, as Fernio airballs the three-pointer, and now she'll come out, and we'll see Kelsey Bassert. Bassert, a transfer from Colorado, moving to Cheyenne. Of course, you think transfer, you're thinking more like college. But no, she moved, I believe, from the Loveland area. Has been a great addition for Coach Kirkbride, averaging 10 points a game off the bench. 2-on-1 situation for East. Alvarado tries to pass it over to Blaney. Blaney will put it up from 20. Nothing but net. We finally have a score on the board. It's Maddie Blaney with the first 2-pointer.
Cheyenne East up now 2-0 over Central here early on.
JoJo has the basketball. Four-court pressure for Cheyenne East. Lob pass over. Castle almost comes up with a steal. Bolts has it in the lane. Goes to Jayla. Jayla took too long to get the shot off. Good defense there, but Jayla able to throw it in with the right hand. We're tied up at 2.
As now both offenses starting to feel the rhythm. Again, now seeing that offensive output that we expect.
Holding up her thumbs is Kai. Now low. Alvarado at the block is thrown away. Jayla Jones got her hand on it and got it to her fellow defender Bailey Delbridge. In the lane now on the right corner is JoJo. Comes up top. Delbridge in the paint, kick out, JoJo straight away, goes in the lane, right and bounce, right hand floater rolls in. The Jones sisters combined with back-to-back buckets, and Central has their first lead. Here comes East in transition. Blaney puts it up with the left hand and good after a great pass by Kai Buell.
As this game has indications that here throughout the entire 4 quarters, this is going to be a barn burner.
3:57 left in this first quarter. Bolts into the lane, puts up the pass to Bassert, throws it hard off the glass, off the right iron. It's a battle for the rebound. Castle touched it while she was out of bounds. It'll be Central basketball. Here comes C.D. Lopez for Katie Castle. For Central, it'll be Salih for Jayla Jones. 4-4 our score. 3:49 left here in this first quarter. Bolts to inbound it for the Lady Indians.
The first quarter that has gone by so fast. These teams so quick up and down.
Up top, Bassert playing defense on her is Buell. And now it looks like Central or East is in a 2-3 zone. Delbridge pulls the trigger from deep. Cash money, nothing but nets by Bailey Delbridge. It's a 7-4 lead and a steal for Central. Bolts fakes the shot. Kick out. Salih, a long 2 from the left side. Bangs off the back iron. Delbridge grabs the rebound. It's blocked. And they're going to call a foul on Blaney on the way up.
As Blaney will pick up that foul, that'll be her team's first called against Cheyenne East here in this quarter.
Lackadaisical pass on that inbound, Nick, leads to 2 free throws coming for Delbridge and a chance to expand on this 7-4 lead for Central. Delbridge on the season, 69%. She just hit a 3, hits her first free throw, as we'll see Kira Walsh come in for Emma Jacobson.
These Lady Thunderbirds and Lady Indians, again, knowing each other very well, at least playing time here, whether in junior high, throughout at least club basketball. And they know their strengths and weaknesses out there on the court.
Delbridge, second one, nothing but net as well. She's got an early game-high 5 points, and it's a 5-point lead. Remember, Fernio on the bench with 2 fouls. She picked up her 2 fouls quickly. Central able to expand this lead. Buell without a bucket thus far with the basketball. 2 hands on her back, no call, as Blaney has it straight away. Fakes the 3, looking to get inside, will do so. Had it poked away by Salih, but they're going to call a foul on Salih and say it was in the act of shooting. So Fernio will go, or Blaney will go to the line to shoot 2.
That'll be the 14th foul call against Cheyenne Central. As you mentioned, Salih picking up the foul. That'll be her first here.
And it is shooting as Blaney will go to the line. She has all 4 points for East in this 9-4 game in favor of Central with 3:10 left on our Pepsi scoreboard. As Blaney on the season, 63% from the charity stripe. First one on the way with the right hand, rattles home. She's got a game high, ties a game high with 5 as Bolts comes out and Jayla Jones will come in. So Jayla with a quick break. 9-5 the score. 14 fouls already for Central, just 1 on East, and that was by Maddie Blaney. Second Blaney, free throw. Up and too strong. Rebound comes to Walsh for East. Another opportunity. CD Lopez from the right side. It's an air ball, and JoJo grabs her first rebound tonight.
That almost looked like as a setup play there by Cheyenne East of how hard she threw that one up there.
Yeah, it wasn't they've had 2 long shots on that corner. CD Lopez grabs the miss for East, and now she's in transition. 3-on-2. Blaney stops just inside the free throw line, gets around Jayla, puts up the shot, too short. JoJo may have gotten a piece of it. The rebound comes down to Bowden Littlehall, who just checks in for the first time. Walsh in the lane, puts up the shots, and air ball. Bailey Delbridge grabs the rebound for Central, her third one. 9-5 still our score. Central a chance to expand it. Delbridge, Euro step, blocked by Blaney. Walsh grabs a loose ball.
As we're seeing both teams from Cheyenne East and Cheyenne Central denying entry on the inside here.
Katie Castle will come in for Walsh, and Jacobson will come in. We got a timeout on the floor. It will be a 30. We'll take one as well. A 30-second timeout on 1480 KRAE. Back inside Story Gymnasium with 2:22 left in this first quarter. It's a 9-5 Central lead as Bowden Littlehall, a freshman for the Lady Thunderbirds, with the basketball, running the point, trying to get maybe some Kai off the ball looks. Jacobson has it on the wing, goes to Bowden, who kicks it out to Castle, has to run it down in the corner right in front of the Central bench. Delbridge almost comes up with a steal. Emma Jacobson able to grab it, and they're going to call it an over and back.
An interesting call there, but either way, though, it's going to be Central High basketball with that one.
They're going to say Jacobson must have touched it last. It's a third turnover.
A questionable call on that one, but either way, though, Lady Indians a chance to extend out the 4-point lead that they have here.
JoJo, right-hand dribble, hands it off to Jayla. Jayla, left-hand dribble, goes over to Bassers. They bob and weave on the perimeter. East back in a zone pressure as that pass goes over the hands of JoJo and out of play. Their third turnover. Unfortunate for East, though, they haven't been able to capitalize on turnovers, whereas Central has 4 points off 3 turnovers. Bowden across the timeline, dribbles with the right hand, looks for Kai to get open. She's open down low, grabs the basketball, puts it up from 5, too strong. A weak side rebound attempt by Jacobson. She can't handle it. Salih will be the one that grabs it for Central. Another one-and-done opportunity for the Lady T-Birds.
And a rough start for Kai here early on.
Jayla in the paint, kick out. Delbridge fakes the 3, pulls up from 15 on the left side. Air ball, Salih grabs the rebound, kick back out to Central, no reset. JoJo has it straight away. High screen from Bassert, doesn't take it, goes in the lane. Right-hand scooper, not good. And a foul is called late, and JoJo will go to the line to shoot 2.
That's going to be second team foul called against Cheyenne East. That one looks like it's going to be called against Bowdoin. She'll pick up her first foul.
Katie Castle, 24. We can't see it from here.
24.
But
it looked like a 23.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Katie Castle with her first as JoJo's at the line shooting 2. First one on the way for JoJo is nothing but net. She's a 56% free throw shooter on the season.
As we are high atop here in the press boxes of Story Gymnasium. Again, well away from the action, but at least for the visual side, get you nice up and close to see this, at least, contest here tonight.
Alvarado and Jacobson back in the game that's Castle back into the game as their starting fives out. For the first, Fernio will come back in with her 2 fouls as JoJo takes a seat after knocking down both free throws. It is 11-5. It's the largest lead here in this quarter as Alvarado will get it across the timeline in a hurry. Got away with a carry. Kick out. Buell, first 3-ball attempt is good. Kai Buell with a hand in her face. Don't care. 11-8 the score. Full court pressure. Pass is tipped by Jacobson. Delbridge able to recover. Now they need to get it across as they're close to a 10-second violation. Kick ball by Kai, so that will reset that 10-second violation.
And we're seeing careless passes once again by the Lady Indians. We saw this at least last week at the Fieldhouse against Laramie, and that's, again, something that the Lady Plainsmen had difficulty at least cashing in those turnovers. Cheyenne East, that's going to be a different story.
45 seconds left. Bassard into the lane for Central. Salik, extra pass over to Fernio. Skip past Delbridge. Doesn't take the shot. Will go to Bassard. Bassard as they work the perimeter. Jones fakes it up high. Looking for Fernio down low. Instead, we'll go to Salee in the left corner. Salee will dribble it up, back up top, and maybe Central try to save it for one here with 25 seconds left. Fernio trying to drive baseline on Blaney. She cuts it off. Goes to Delbridge on the out pass. Now Delbridge loses her dribble in the corner. Blaney trying to hound her and get the basketball away. Instead goes to Bassard. 12 seconds left on this in the first quarter. Fernio, she won't take the 3. Delbridge, she'll take it from the right wing. Got it! Great possession right there by Central as we'll end the first quarter. Central with a 14-8 lead, a timeout, a 1-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. For Central, you can't draw up a better first quarter right there. Kai only with 2 shots in the game. Granted, just three three-pointer is what she hit. But gosh, Bailey Delbridge, 8 first quarter points.
Yeah, again, for Cheyenne Central on the defensive side, denying those at least good looks there for Cheyenne East. Again, keeping at least Cheyenne East on the outside perimeter as well, too, denying any inside plays or passes. So, again, right now for Lady Indians, defense was crisp in that first quarter.
Kai Buell, Cheyenne Alvarado, Emma Jacobson, Maddie Blaney, and Katie Castle on the floor for East, as East will start with the basketball. Central will have Rory Cowley, Ellie Fernio, Jordan Jones, Kenzie Bolts, and Kelsey Bassard. So that means their leading scorer, Bailey Delbridge, is on the bench with 8 points that first quarter. She was 2 for 2 from 3. As a team, they were 2 for 4 in that first quarter. East 1 for 1.
As right now we have a slight delay, as I do believe they're at least acknowledging that, again, it is Breast Cancer Awareness right now. I do believe they have a video playing on the board here at Story Gymnasium, but it looks like we're now ready to at least get the second quarter underway.
Maybe should have played that a little bit earlier. Just saying. Here we go. Cheyenne Alvarado.
Hey, hopefully it's not a continuous theme here.
All right. Kai with the basketball, dribbles with the right hand, fakes the handoff, loses the handle, gets it back. Castle inside, Blaney, she's just outside the free throw line. Kick out, Castle from 15 on the right corner, short. JoJo grabs the rebound. Just a little flat on that shot by Castle. Cowley with the basketball, dribbles with the right hand, goes to the corner. Bolts working on Alvarado for East. Fernio gets it up top as they switch it there in the corner. Callie, she'll put up a 3. It's an air ball, and the rebound will come to Castle. No, it's going to be Castle stepped out of bounds while in contact. Central will get another attempt, as we'll see C.D. Lopez come in for Katie Castle.
In the high school ranks compared to JUCO basketball, for those who have been watching us with LCCC basketball, high school, no shot clock.
Alvarado gets a hand on the pass. It's inside. Now to Fernio for Central. Kick over. Jordan fakes the shot. Now picks up her dribble. Bolts has it on the top by herself. 2-3 zone for East to start this quarter. JoJo in the lane. Kick hands off. Bassert, she'll put up a 3. Got it! Kelsey Bassert, as this team is lighting it up from 3, and it's a 9-point lead, largest of the evening for Central.
Is this a little shocking to what we're seeing right now on the court? Absolutely.
Jacobson with the basketball. No one picks her up. She goes in the lane, short on the shot, though, and Callie grabs the rebound for East.
As the Lady Indians right now just dominating here in this first half.
Kick over to Callie. Callie will come up top. JoJo doesn't take the three-pointer. Instead, gets into the lane. Euro step, puts up the right-hand shot. A lot of contact, no call. Alvarado will grab the rebound. Here comes East in transition. 17-8 our score early here in the second quarter. Alvarado in the lane, puts it up a right-hand big shot from the free throw line. And she picks up her first 2 points.
Tossed up a prayer there, and it fell through for the East High Lady Thunderbirds, who are now down by 7.
Bassert in across the timeline, going coast to coast, too strong. And the rebound comes right back to Bassert after 2 East players collide. JoJo has it in the lane. Kick out Bassert, corner Fernio. Slowing it down is Elias. It almost had taken away by Blaney. Bassert for 3. Got it again! Kelsey Bassert with 2 threes, back-to-back. The lead's up to 10.
Double-digit lead here for the Lady Indians as we have about 5:45 remaining in this first half.
Buell with the basketball. She's left alone for 3. Nothing but net for Kai. That's a big answer for the Lady Thunderbirds.
And Kai is absolutely capable of doing that throughout this entire contest.
JoJo kicks it over to Callie. Again, they get it across the timeline without any issues. Fernio has it blocked by Buell, out of play. It will stay Central basketball.
Central basketball that right now has a 7-point lead for the Lady Indians, who have controlled the majority of this contest here in the first half.
East is yet to have a lead. It's tied at 2-2. That's the closest it's been since the first quarter. Fernio gets the entry pass from JoJo and banks it in for 2, her first 2 points. It's crazy to think they have a 9-point lead, and Fernio, their leading scorer, only has 2. Kai with the basketball. High screen from Blaney. Bassert playing defense on her. Now 2 converge on her, and she'll dribble it out and slow it down. A 5-out motion. She's going to shoot from deep. Heat check in and out, and the rebound comes to Cowley.
Yeah, one-and-done opportunities is what's hurting Cheyenne East here so far.
Fernio kick out to JoJo at the top, looking for someone to cut. Instead, we'll go to Callie on the right wing. Callie will come up top. Bassert, 2 back-to-back three-pointers hit by Bassert. As Fernio has it, kick out. JoJo driving baseline. Euro step around Blaney, too short on the shot. Grabs her own rebound and lays it in for 2. Now they just want the basketball more right now, does Central.
Without a doubt, as they now have the largest lead at 11.
Errant pass by Blaney is turned over, stole by Fernio. She goes in transition. Contact, offensive foul. That's a 3rd foul on Ellie Fernio.
Her 3rd, team's 5th called against Cheyenne Central here in this half.
11-point lead, largest of the night, as Fernio's going to have to take a seat with her 3 fouls in the second quarter. Delbridge and Jones will come in for Central, and a timeout on the floor called by Coach Wessling. It's going to be a 30. We'll take a 30-second timeout here as well on 1480 KRAE. (24-13) with 4:24 left here in this second quarter on the Pepsi scoreboard. East will have the basketball. Both teams have used 1 30-second timeout here in this first half. Ellie Fernio for Central on the bench.
Yeah, That's one shocking thing right now here in this contest, but also, too, the 11-point lead for the Lady Indians. You expected this one to be a little bit closer at this point.
Blaney gets into the lane. It's going to be hand check foul on Delbridge. And for Bailey Delbridge, that will be her first, and it will be the last foul to give for Central.
As that will be their 16th foul here in the first half. And we've seen this Cheyenne Central team when Fernio and Delbridge are sitting on the bench for them. Again, they have struggles.
Bowden Littlehald comes in for East. Inbound pass comes to Blaney. She's going to shoot the 3 ball. It's an air ball. Out of play, Central basketball. Blaney slaps her hands together in frustration. On the season, Blaney she's 0 for 11 now. She's yet to hit a 3 ball. Bolts with the basketball. Of course, Maddie Blaney, a commit to Sheridan College, as that pass is errant by Delbridge and out of play, and East will get it right back. Maddie Blaney signed with Sheridan College. She'll be playing up there in northern Wyoming in the Region 9. So you'll see her when LCCC goes up against Sheridan. Bowden with the basketball, gets in the lane, now stops at the elbow, picks up her dribble and traveled. It's the 5th turnover for East.
As Cheyenne East right now, Lady Thunderbirds not playing like the #1 ranked team in the state.
Inbound pass comes to JoJo. She walks with the basketball. 24-13 still our score. 3:45 left here in this first half. Bolts with the basketball. Looks for someone to flash in the corner. There is Cowley to oblige. Now down low. JoJo gets way up over. Everybody grabs it. Too strong on the lay-in. Jayla grabs the offensive rebound. Kick out pass to Cowley. It's Central will get another opportunity. They've been able to work it on the offensive boards. JoJo for 3. Cash. Money. This team is 3 for 3 in the quarter from deep.
As the Lady Indians right now cannot miss from behind, at least from range right now, have a 14-point advantage here.
14-point lead as Buell puts up the 3 ball. It hits off the left iron. Blaney grabs the offensive rebound. Big shot up and in for 2.
As that was the first points for Cheyenne East quite some time here in this quarter.
Just 5 points, or 7 points in the quarter for Central as JoJo needs to get across the timeline. She's double teamed and a travel called on Central, and it will be East basketball.
As for Jones, she was kind of walking that fine line there, getting harassed by an East High defender. Turnover, though, and a chance for Cheyenne East to chip away at this lead.
Salee will come in. Bolts will take a seat. Kai to inbound. Bowden with the basketball. Bowden dribbles with the left hand. Now looking for Kai to get open. She hands it off to her. Dribble handoff with Jacobson. Jacobson turns the corner. Kick out. Castle over to Blaney. Blaney open from 20. That one rolls in. It's not a 3 ball. It's a 2. She's got a team high 9 points. The lead's cut back to 10 here at the 2:30 mark of the second quarter. JoJo has the basketball for Central. Double teamed. And now you're seeing the pressure ramp up for East on this zone. And oh my goodness. Emma Jacobson took an elbow to the face, and JoJo just picked up her first foul. JoJo trying to create some space.
Yeah.
And may have, and her elbow got Emma Jacobson up top, and a offensive foul has been called on the sophomore guard.
That will be at least.
And they're going to call an intentional, looks like.
And I think that's the right one to call. She'll pick up her second foul. 17th foul called against Cheyenne Central. Again, if you look back at those folks tuning in and watching that one, that was not out of intention. That was an aggressive move there by Jones.
Even though it's an intentional foul, you don't get, because that's not a tech, you don't get to choose who shoots your free throws. So Jacobson will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. First one rolls in through the back iron. She's 53% on the season. Her first point. This could be a turning of the tide type moment here for East, because they're going to get these 2 shots and the basketball. Second one on the way. Misses off the left iron. But they cut the lead to single digits.
As emotions are going to be high in both girls and boys contests, it is that heat of rivalry. You are, again, out here for bragging rights here in the city of Cheyenne. Again, you have that pride at stake as well, and you're going to see moments like that in this game.
Bowden with the basketball for East as they again have the possession after the flagrant foul. Buell gets the basketball, stops at the elbow, kick out Bowden. She's driving baseline, puts up the right hand, big shot home for 2 for Bowden Littlehall.
Here comes Cheyenne East now getting back within it, down by 7.
With the basketball, Delbridge gets it across the timeline for Central, working on Kai, comes up top, JoJo has the basketball. Jab steps once with the left and then throws it to Bassert up high. She's able to handle the pass though, is Bassert. Bassert trying to spin around Bowden, and she will do so, and then it's a hand check foul on Lildenhall, her first.
Yeah, Lildenhall.
Just the team third, though.
Yeah, 3 team fouls called against Cheyenne East, 7 for at least Cheyenne Central. East is in the bonus for the remainder of this first half.
Bowden will come out. Alvarado will come back in for East. JoJo looking to inbound and underneath. Had her sister wide open if she just waited a second longer. Salee with the basketball, though, for Central. JoJo open, left side. She pulls. It's off the back iron, and the rebound comes down to Bassert for Central. Another second opportunity for Central. Bassert pulls from deep. Rattles in and out. And the rebound comes to Salee for Central. Another opportunity. JoJo kicks, has it in the corner. Now dribbles it up to the wing. Pulls from NBA range. Hits off the front iron. Castle grabs the rebound. Here comes East in transition. Blaney all by herself. Has it blocked by JoJo, who didn't give up on the play.
And that will get the Cheyenne Central faithful here in attendance at Story Gymnasium on their feet after that big play by Jones.
C.D. Lopez will come in. Castle comes out. Maddie got caught just assuming she had the easy lane, but credit to JoJo not giving up on the play. And a foul on Blaney as she was.
And we'll see who that's going to be called.
Well,
it
you
might
can
be
see the
against
official
Jones.
go up to Blaney as there was some little bit of contact after it as well. It looks like it's on Salee.
Yeah, Salee will pick up her second foul. Team's 8th here in total in the at least first half against Cheyenne Central. And hopefully this is not a situation between these two that we see at least things get a little scrappy out there.
First free throw knocked down by Blaney. It's now a 6-point lead. It was once an 11-point lead, so it's a 5-0 run here for East.
As high as 14 for Cheyenne.
14, that's right. So this is actually not just a 5-0 run. This is a 8-0 run as C.D. Lopez has her shot blocked by Jayla after grabbing the offensive rebound. So the Jones sisters going with the block party. As this lead is 5, so make that a 9-0 or 6, so it's an 8-0 run right now that East is on.
As right now the Jones sisters establishing, at least basically saying, hey, we're here, we're ready.
And it's going to be last touch as the entry pass to Kai was going to be batted away by Salee out of play. Kira Walsh in for Blaney. Inbound, CD for the left corner 3. It's long. Emma Jacobson grabs an offensive rebound. Kai has it, goes back to Emma, who banks it in for 2. Another assist for Kai.
And here comes the Lady Thunderbirds again, now down by 4. Cheyenne Central looking desperate right now, trying to find some points.
And with 45 seconds left, I'm not going to be shocked if they try and slow it down for one last shot. They did that to end the first quarter, and they got a 3-ball that knocked down by Bailey Delbridge. Bassert having Kai hound her up top. They're going 4 corners spread way up high. JoJo has the basketball right at half court. 25 seconds left here in this second quarter. JoJo around Emma, gets into the lane, kick out. Salee fakes the shot, goes into the lane, kick out back to Delbridge, loses the handle, and slows it down. Delbridge crossover into the lane, traveled. They're not going to call the travel. They're going to say it's a shooting foul. She took about 5 steps to get to the lane, but hey, sometimes you get the Harden rule. So for Bailey Delbridge, she'll go to the line to shoot too. And I don't say that as I'm rooting for East or anything like that. I'm calling it how I see it.
Yeah, without a doubt. Jacobson will pick up her first foul. Team's 4th called against Cheyenne East here in this half. And again, we are definitely impartial. If both teams could win, hey, we'd take it.
Right, absolutely. Well, of course, we want both these teams fighting for it at the state finals. So, it just looked like she took off from the 3-point line and all of a sudden was at the hoop. Misses the first shot.
Try to get that Euro step that does not work here in the U.S.
Second shot is good for Delbridge. She's got a game-high 9 points. It's a 5-point lead and a turnover by East as they have a bad inbound pass. Central's going to have a chance to extend their lead.
At least free throw shot there by Cheyenne Central. Again, that was about 3 or so minutes and change, again, without having a point on the board.
That stopped a 10-0 run for East. Jones puts up the 3, knocks it down. Another 3-pointer at the horn, and Central will take an 8-point lead into the break, 31-23. We'll take a 2-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. to Story Gym. 31-23 Central with the lead over East at half. We'll take a quick we'll go forward a little bit as we will now talk to head coach of the Central Indians, Tag Lane. Coach, very good weekend last week. You were able to get the sweep over South and Laramie. Really start quad play with the statement. As far as what you saw when you looked at the film, how impressed were you with how you guys played?
We did the things that we had hoped we could do defensively, and offensively we've been pretty good all year, and we took advantage of certain matchups and did a pretty good job offensively as well. So those are big wins, and every week now you've got a big game, and so you've just got to move on, and this is the biggest right now in front of us, so we'll see how this thing turns out tonight.
That may be a little bit of an understatement, biggest. I can't remember. It had to be a long time since this matchup's seen a 1 versus 2. Granted, it's a regular season game. I'm sure you've been talking about that all week. But is it kind of nice only having this game to prepare for?
Yeah, it is. And, we kind of follow East around a little bit, and we're playing the same opponents. So, you get an opportunity to see them play. And so we've seen them play since the first weekend. And they've done a great job. They've coached those guys up. Rusty and Sly have done a great job with them, and they're certainly deserving of where they're at in the rankings, and maybe even a number one. That's where I put them, and so, they're right at the top of the list in the state.
Coach, this game has probably more buzz than any game in recent memory. This week during practice, what did you try to do in your coaching staff to make sure the guys just understood, hey, this is just a regular season game, guys?
Well, we're trying to grow every week. It's obviously really exciting when you're going to play your crosstown rival, and, in some ways it can bring energy to the practice, and in some ways, they just wanted to get to Friday and they're not worried about practice as much. But I thought as the week went on, we did some good things. We made some adjustments that are necessary for us going forward in league, especially now that you're being scouted every single game. And so there's some things that we have to do to get better and offensively, and some adjustments that we have to make offensively. But, defensively, we've been really solid, and we've done a great job of defending the three. We've done a great job of lowering our opponent's field goal percentage, and doing it without fouling, and right now we're number one in the state in defense, but this is our biggest test by far.
Well, and speaking of that shooting, especially the three-point shooting, this is an East team that can shoot it. You got Al Miller, you got Rail. Beal's numbers aren't where they usually are, at least what we've seen the last couple of years, but he can shoot it as well. How important will it be to make sure you're guarding that perimeter tonight? It's
going to be huge. I mean, they shoot a lot of threes. They're making a high percentage of threes, I think 39%, and Buell's a guy that has 62, 63s, somewhere in that range, and 60 assists. So he's a threat from a lot of different areas. And then obviously the McCord twins are both outstanding. And Am Miller is, he's the glue of that team, and he's been outstanding. Really impressed with them. And Rail has been outstanding all year. And you can't leave him, and they come off the bench with Pope, and you can't leave him, and so you really got to extend your defense. But they thrive off of the extended defense a little bit, and so it'll be an interesting matchup.
Well, it just seems like too you have some conflicting styles a little bit. Whereas you guys do like to run, but when you have Lovering out there, you don't mind being in a half court set because you're able to get some advantages. But this East team, they have 5 guys out there, and they all play like guards. They love to get out and run. How important will it be in the transition game tonight?
Well, especially turnovers. They've really turned some people over. We watched them play Rock Springs, and I think they had 40 points in the first quarter. So, they can turn you over and get a lot of easy looks, and they finish all of those looks around the rim. And so we got to take care of the ball and make sure, first of all, that we can get into offense. And then, from the transition side, we've got to be able to get some stops to get out and run a little bit. And so it'll be an interesting matchup. Our guys are excited to play, and this is a matchup between us and East that you might see multiple times down the road in the postseason and on into the, even the state tournament and on. So, this will be a measuring stick for both teams.
And then, Talich kind of struggled last week as far as scoring goes, but he didn't need him. How important will it be, 1 through 8, 1 through 9, however many you send out there, that you get at least something knowing that this could very well be a track race tonight?
Yeah, I mean, Talich does so many things for us, and he scores it well, but he had 10 assists last weekend and no turnovers. And
take that.
And he takes care of the ball, but also he's defensively, he's a great perimeter defender, and we might be able to put him on multiple different guys today. And, you know, he's just, for a sophomore and where he is pretty special. But, you know, across the board, we've got 8 guys that can score, that really play. And, you know, we take advantage of where people want to kind of go help in on Lawson a little bit. And so from night to night, and depending on the strategy we see, a different guy can lead us with points. But, you know, we're getting good contributions, and our assists to turnovers are good, and we're getting a lot of assists. So, you know, our guys are looking for each other.
Last one, Coach, for somebody that's been in Cheyenne for a while, somebody that's been coaching, you know, baseball and basketball, when you look at just what these two teams have, you know, really Cheyenne basketball is it in the state of Wyoming right now, you could say, at least this year, and plus what is still to come. I mean, you got tons of juniors coming out. I look at it all the way down to the middle school. There's tons of talent even at the middle school.
Yeah, there
as far
is.
as basketball goes in Cheyenne, just your comment as far as how well everybody's doing to really be competitive and be prepared.
I mean, it's tremendous. You know, for one thing, you know, at East and Central at least, you have 2 guys who are former head basketball coaches, and, you know, they know how to help build programs in the basketball arena. So that, and I think, you know, Rusty and Sly and John Will, myself, and Coach Philbin, my whole staff, we've really invested a lot of time reaching down to the younger levels, and so has East. And so, you know, it should be a battle for years to come.
Well, good luck tonight, and thank you again for coming up here and joining us. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll have first half stats for you right here on 1480 KRAE.
Thank you.
Welcome back inside Story Gymnasium. The first quarter went 14-8 in favor of Central, and then 17-15 in favor of Central. Both quarters ended with 3-pointers late in the quarters. Let's take a look at our first half stats. Bailey Delbridge led the way with 9 points, as well as JoJo. She also had 9 points. 6 points for Kelsey Bassert, 2 points for Fernio and Jones. They also shot 5 of 7 from behind the arc. They only turned the ball over 5 times. Crazy.
Yeah.
What happens when you take care of the basketball against a good team and you find that outside shot?
Well, again, as we look right now at halftime, as we get ready for the second half of this girls' contest, again, Cheyenne Central up by, right now only up by 8 points. It was as high as 14 points, but this is a game that has been controlled from the get-go by Cheyenne Central, as you alluded to. Again, the only thing that is, at least for Cheyenne East, to hold their hat on is they've had an early tie. That was at 2-2 early in this contest. But right now, again, what we're seeing on this court, I was not expecting.
Right.
Not expecting at all. Right now, again, as you're talking about the stats, for Cheyenne East, the Lady Thunderbirds, this is a team right now that's not playing like the number one team in the state against Cheyenne Central. Give credit to the Lady Indians of what they're doing on the offense, especially from behind the arc, but also, too, on the defense of denying entry, denying those easy shots for these East High Lady Thunderbirds.
Well, and it's not something I keep track of, but second chance points has got to be heavily in favor of the Lady Indians, as they're not allowing East to get them one and done. As far as East goes, They have 10 points by Maddie Blaney, 6 for Kai Buell, 3 for Emma Jacobson, 2 for Cheyenne Alvarado and Bowden Littlehall. They shot 2 of 6 from behind the arc. That's the big difference in this game, is the fact that Central, who shoots 21% from 3 on the season, is shooting 5 of 9, 5 of 7. 5 of 7.
5 of 7. That's pretty high percentage. Doing a quick calculation on
5 of 9. Sorry, 5 of 9. I need to just do simple math before I make you do that. So they're shooting over 50% from behind the arc right now.
Yeah, 5 of 9. You're looking at just barely over at least 50% with that team. So again, not bad though on paper. On paper, that's normally gonna at least lead you to some victories.
Right.
Again, so far nothing to kind of shrug at on that stat.
Now, here's the thing. You do have to come out. You have to play 2 more quarters if you're Coach Kirkbride and the Lady Indians. You heard Coach Kirkbride say it in the pregame. He said, we go through games and we'll have these lulls where we just can't take care of the basketball. You guys saw it against Fruita Monument. They had a double-digit lead. They lost that lead and it went to overtime.
And the key in that one is something that we're kind of seeing here so far, at least we saw early on. Fernio, again, she had to sit for a good amount on the bench with fouls. Again, she has 3 here so far. Bailey Delbridge has picked up a few here in this contest. She also sat in that contest in Greeley, Colorado, where that was kind of the defining moment where those two are kind of the leaders of this team, or at least for Cheyenne Central. With them sitting on the bench, it's a completely different dynamic. It's a completely different team out there for Coach Glenn Kirkbride, but it is in this contest for the Cheyenne Central Lady Indians. How do you continue the momentum? How do you continue to basically, you need to shake off the past about 6 minutes of that second quarter where it felt like everything was collapsing around that team for Cheyenne Central. You shake that off, but you played like you did in the first quarter, or at least early in that second quarter. You're going to have a pretty comfortable win when it's all said and done here.
Well, then in these 8-minute quarters, Nick, this first 4 minutes is going to dictate a lot,
crucial.
Especially what type of adjustments Coach Wessling will make. And you have to think at some point law of averages will come into play, or maybe it's just one of those nights where Central will come out firing and be able to keep it rolling. We'll take our final 1-minute timeout, have this third quarter for you right here on 1480 KRAE. Teams will come out in their starting 5 for Central. It will be JoJo Bolts, Jayla Jones, Ellie Fernio, and Bailey Delbridge. For East, it'll be Kai, Emma Jacobson, Cheyenne Alvarado, Katie Castle, and Maddie Blaney. The basketball will start with Central, as now Central will go right to left on your screen and your radio dial.
Something you mentioned as we were heading into that break, and a key point for Cheyenne Central, or actually for both teams, East and Central, this first 4 minutes of this, at least quarter of this second half, is going to be crucial. Is it going to be Cheyenne Central basically saying, hey, East, you're going to play catch-up, again, kind of put their foot on the throat, so to speak, or is it going to be a Cheyenne East team that kind of, it's gut check time for them and basically chips away at this lead and finds some momentum to, if not take the lead from Cheyenne Central here?
East will come out in some pressure here, man-to-man pressure. It looks like they're going to go with their 32 zone as they'll try to trap in the corner. It's underneath the basket to Jayla. Bolts has it in the corner. Back up top, JoJo with the basketball. Had it almost poked away by Blaney. As Bolts has it, we'll start seeing a lot of different defensive pressures, I would assume, by Coach Wessling, who had a hard time stopping Central. 3-ball put up by Bolts off the mark. The rebound comes down to Delbridge. It's on the floor, jump ball, and it will be East basketball. Almost another second chance opportunity for Central.
Well,
but it'll be East basketball.
As the Lady Indians tonight have been dominant on the rebounds, whether it's offense or defense, and they've been the aggressor here so far.
Blaney dribbles with the right hand, now crosses over, gets into the left block, throws it between the legs of Jacobson, but she's able to retain possession. Buell up high screen by Buell. She'll pull up straight away, hits off the back iron, and the rebound will come down to Delbridge. Here comes Central now with their second opportunity to get on the scoreboard here in this third quarter.
And more one-and-done opportunities for Cheyenne East. That plagued them in that first half.
Vernio has it in the corner, skip pass to Bolt. She's in the left wing, down low, Jayla. One dribble, puts it up, the shot, she's fouled and one! Maddie Blaney will pick up the foul. Jayla will go to the line for a chance to get three the hard way.
As that will be a 10-point advantage now for the Lady Indians in this one. Foul, that one being called against Blaney. She'll pick up her second foul. Team's first called against Cheyenne East here in this half.
Jayla on the season, 83%. She's the best free throw shooter. She misses the shot, and here comes Blaney across the timeline, grabbing her fourth rebound. Kick out, Castle in the corner. Down low, Blaney working on Jones. Has to throw it back out to Castle. Castle fakes the shot. Backdoor cutting Jacobson underneath the basket. Tries to kick it out. It's batted away by JoJo. Bolts comes up with a steal.
As defense has just been phenomenal tonight for Cheyenne Central.
Delbridge in transition, banks it in for two. She's got a game-high 11. The lead is up to 12.
We talk about that first 4 minutes here in this quarter. Cheyenne Central is the one team kind of showing up here.
Nice drive and dish from Buell to Alvarado, who lays it in from the right corner. It's her first point of the quarter, first points of the quarter for East, as Buell picks up her third assist. JoJo has it. Delbridge straight away, fakes the three, into the lane, Euro step, right-hand bank shot, too strong. JoJo grabs the offensive rebound. Another second chance opportunity for Central. Delbridge down low, Jayla has it. Jayla driving baseline into the corner. Kick out, Fernio puts it up from 10, hits off the front iron. JoJo has the rebound taken away. She's actually going to be called for the foul on Katie Castle.
Yeah, the push foul called against her, so she'll pick up her third foul. Team's first called against Cheyenne Central. And again, we look on that at least play right there by the Lady Indians. Right now, as you look up and down the roster with the Jones sisters sitting at 6 foot, again for Cheyenne East, no one on that entire roster is even 6 foot.
JoJo actually has her third foul. I only had her down for 2, so she's actually going to take a seat for Salee. That's a big player on the bench thus far with some foul trouble.
Yeah, that takes away that height advantage for Coach Kirkbride.
Buell may have gotten away with the travel, goes it over to Blaney in the wing, gets it back. Delbridge playing defense on her. High screen, and then Coach Wessling will want a new offensive set. Goes to Alvarado in the left wing. Alvarado dribbles with the right hand, spin move into the lane. It's going to be fouled by Kenzie Bolts, who's called for too much contact on the hip of Cheyenne.
As for Kenzie, she'll pick up her second foul. Team second called against the Lady Indians.
Buell will inbound it underneath. They'll be shocked to see Buell pop out in the corner right after inbounding it. She does, and it goes to Blaney on the wing. She's trying to post up Delbridge. Blaney goes with the attack, hits off the right iron, and Fernio grabs the rebound. And then now Blaney will grab a bad foul on Blaney. It was a right call, but Blaney trying to reach will pick up her third foul.
Her third, team second called against the Lady Thunderbirds here in this half.
Coming in for Central will be Salee. Bolts or Bassert. Bolts will take a seat. Blaney has to come out. For the first time, we'll see senior forward Sloan Danny come in for the Lady Thunderbirds. Now they're going, looks like a 1-3-1 zone for East. Bassert has it across the timeline. Skip pass over to Salee. She's open. Instead goes to Delbridge. Delbridge in the corner. Will put it up for three. It's short. That wasn't a rhythm shot for Delbridge as Castle grabs the rebound and then throws it away. It's going to be last touch by nobody. Last touch by East. So just a bad pass thrown by Katie Castle.
Kind of a late call on that one, a late decision by this officiating crew, but it will go out once again to the Lady Indians. Chance to extend out the 10-point advantage that they have.
Little Hall will come in for Castle as Bowden will play the back end of that 1-3-1. Instead, no, she'll switch out, and Danny will be down low. Bassert has it across the timeline. Pass over to Fernio. Danny tries to reach over her and come up the steal. She does so. Here comes East in transition. Alvarado in the lane. She's fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot two as Bassert didn't like the call on her.
As for Bassert, she will at least pick up her first foul. Team's third called against Cheyenne Central here.
Alvarado on the season, just 53% from the free throw line. These are big free throws with 4:43 left here in this third quarter. It's a 10-point lead for Central. They've had it as many as 14 in the game.
As fouls starting to mount up for both teams, 2 so far for East, 3 for the Lady Indians.
Cheyenne hits her first one. She'll have one more coming. 9-point lead now for Central, 35-26 on our Pepsi scoreboard. Second one by Alvarado, too strong. And the rebound comes to Jayla, her second rebound. Fernio will grab the basketball. She's been the most trusted, her and Delbridge, down the stretch, been the most trusted with the basketball. Jayla has it in the right wing, gets into the lane, draws some contract, goes with the right-hand floater, and it's off the mark. Emma Jacobson grabs the rebound, kick up to Alvarado, stops from 5, puts it up, too strong off the back iron. Jayla grabs the rebound for Central, then thrown away, stolen by Buell. Euro step, bank shot, too short, and Jayla grabs the rebound.
Again, poor shot selections by Cheyenne East here tonight. Again, a lot of one-and-done opportunities.
Yeah, just don't want to force that one. You've got to cherish the possessions at this point for both teams. Jayla with the basketball. Kick out. Delbridge doesn't take the 3. Comes up top. Fernio gets into the lane with the left hand. And it's going to be a block called on Lildenhall as she tried to step in and draw the charge. And for Bowden, that's her second.
Yeah, her second. Team third called against Cheyenne East here in this half.
And they're going to say Fernio. Well, Fernio's at the line thinking she was shooting. The officials coming to let her know it's on the floor.
The teams bought into it as well, too, as they were lining up for that free throw, at least shot. So, but either way, though, at least Lady Indians will inbound.
JoJo will come in for her sister Jayla as Fernio will inbound it for Central.
As right now for the Lady Indians, you got Fernio and also, too, at least Jones, again, with 3 fouls.
Buell will come up with her first foul. She tried to come up with a steal on JoJo. 35-26, a packed house here at the historic Story Gymnasium. As you still see people coming in.
Yeah.
Of course, we'll have the boys game right after this with the number 1 Central Indians and the number 2 East Thunderbirds.
As you mentioned, Kai picking up her first foul. Team's 4th against at least Thunderbirds.
Vassar will kick it over to JoJo on the right wing. JoJo looking down low. Instead, we'll go to the corner, right corner to Salee. Salee looking for a cutting Delbridge. Delbridge, big shot, rolls out. Emma Jacobson grabs the rebound and is fouled by Delbridge.
As that will be the 4th team foul called against Cheyenne Central. And again, we're still waiting for that indication.
It looks like Delbridge is just going to be her first foul.
They have not made that foul indication here.
Oh, maybe, I don't know. It looked like a foul. Why else would they stop it if the ball was in play? Long 2 for Buell straight away. Hits off the right iron, goes over the backboard, and it will be Central basketball. At this point now, Kai's got to trust the process. You don't want to start forcing shots up. Plenty of time, only down by 9.
Yeah, looking at the scoreboard here again, still have not put up a foul for Cheyenne Central or Delbridge.
So I'm assuming they did not foul there. I'm not sure what the whistle was for.
Possibly an out of bound or at least foot on the line.
Salee gets into the lane. Bank shot misses the iron. Buell grabs her first rebound. Headman pass to Jacobson, running the floor, puts up the shot and fouled by Bassert. That time Bassert agreed with it as she's going to make Jacobson earn it at the line.
That time it will be a foul called against Cheyenne Central, so the Lady Indians, they will pick up at least their 4th foul as they added points on the board for the Central High Indians.
And a full timeout called by Coach Kirkbride. We'll take a 1-minute timeout here as well on 1480 KRAE. Well, it's been a very productive quarter, I would say, for Central. They had the lead, a 6-point lead at the break, make that an 8-point lead at the break. They've extended it to as many as 11 here in this quarter.
Yeah, again, the largest lead for Cheyenne Central tonight has been at 14 points, but right now sit at the 9-point advantage, leading 35-26. Free throw shots pending for Cheyenne East. Do want to mention again that foul coming against Bassett, her second, team's fourth against the Lady Indians.
We're here about just over midway in this third quarter. Jacobson's first one hits off the left iron.
As free throws so crucial at this point in time in this contest for Cheyenne East. That was a big miss.
And in free throw battle, 5 for 7 for Central to this point as Emma Jacobson gets ready for her second one. Too strong. The rebound will come down to Kenzie Bolts. And as for East, they're now 1 for 3, 2 for 5, 3. They're not as well as Central as that ball's out of play. I'll say Central basketball. Go ahead and finish that. So you got Emma, who's 1 for 3. You got Alvarado's 1 for 2. Blaney's 2 for 4. So you have them at 1, 2, 3, 4 for 8. So just 50%.
Carry the 2, and we'll give you an opportunity to untie your shoes there.
Yeah, that's right. No kidding. JoJo with the basketball underneath. We need like live stats or something like that, so I don't have to do this kind of math and make myself sound like a babbling fool.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Bolts with the basketball up top. Central with the basketball and the 9-point lead. Crossover goes to Bassett in the left wing. 2-3 zone as Bowden comes up with a steal. Throws it over to Alvarado. Alvarado trying to get into the lane. Throws the right-hand scooper up. Misses the shot. And the rebound comes down to JoJo. A missed opportunity on the fast break for Cheyenne East.
Another one-and-done opportunity for the Lady Thunderbirds.
JoJo in the lane. Rattles in and out. Solis saves it. It's going to go into the backcourt, and it should be a over and back, and it is. It'll be East basketball.
So turnover there by Cheyenne Central. Another opportunity for Cheyenne East here to chip away at the lead, where it feels like it's been stuck at this score for quite some time here in this quarter.
Buell will inbound it for the Lady Thunderbirds. Buell looking for someone to cut open. Jacobson does. She throws it up and fouled on the way up. And for Bailey Delbridge, that's just going to be her first foul.
Her first, team's fifth, called against the Lady Indians here in this half.
Now Emma back at the line where she's just 1 for 4 tonight, trying to cut into this 9-point deficit for the Lady Thunderbirds. First one on the way. That rattles in and through the nylon there as that one wasn't pretty, but it didn't make the net move. So I guess you can say it was perfectly planned.
I think that ball, as it bounced out of the rim, almost touched the roof here.
Second one on the way by Jacobson. Much better as that one's nothing but net. Give Jacobson 2 for 2 at the line. She's got 5 as we'll see Fernio and Jayla Jones come in. Celine Bolts will take a seat. The lead is cut to 7 for Central.
Central that has had the lead for the majority of this contest at this point.
Well, they haven't been trailing thus far. It was 2-2 at one point, but that was it. Pass comes over the head of Bassert. She stepped out of play. They're going to call a push first on Katie Castle, and that's going to be her second.
Her second, and that will be team's fifth against Cheyenne East. So both teams 5 fouls apiece here in this quarter.
Here comes Bassert. Gets the ball from the official on that far side. Looks for someone to pop open. Delbridge does in the corner. And JoJo did a great job to handle that bad pass and then traveled, and she knew it. The whistles were late, but JoJo knew it. She knew she was guilty, so just handed the ball to the official. Dang near before the whistle.
Yeah, she was basically like, you know you're going to call it.
Yeah, 7-point lead for Central. East with the basketball, trying to cut into it. They've gotten it as close since they were down 14, as close as 4. Buell has it taken away by Delbridge, who comes up with a steal. Here comes Central now, a chance to extend the lead back to double digits. JoJo on the wing comes up top to Bassett. They'll slow it down. Look for a good shot here. Delbridge goes to Jayla. She's on that right block with Buell on her. Straight fadeaway jumper, fouled by Buell. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
As Buell will pick up her second foul, team 6 called against Cheyenne East.
And she'll go to the line where, she's the best free throw shooter on this team.
As 11 fouls in total here have been called in this quarter alone between these two, where in the first half it was pretty, at least free-flowing, at least fast-paced, at least half.
Fast, low, and too hard on that shot by Jayla Jones as it bangs hard off that back iron. Did not have a lot of arc on that first one. 7-point lead still for Central. Another opportunity to extend it. That time, much better rhythm by Jayla Jones as she knocks that one in, as bolts will come in for Delbridge.
And I'm pretty sure for Cheyenne Central, for the Lady Indians, that's their first point on the board for about a couple minutes as they've been on a cold spell here.
Jacobson will inbound it, comes over to Katie Castle. Castle over to Buell, gets it across the timeline as Central went full court pressure. Buell left-hand dribble, pulls up from the left wing for three. It's going to be short. The rebound will come to Jacobson, who will be fouled on the floor, and she won't go to the line yet. As both teams now are at 6 fouls.
And that might be called against Jayla Jones. It will be, so she'll pick up her first foul. Team 6 against Cheyenne Central.
Here comes Kai. She'll inbound it over to Emma. Over to Cheyenne now, and in the corner goes Buell. Buell fakes the three, now gets into the lane, goes reverse lay in, too strong. She'll go to the line though and shoot two. Jayla Jones not happy as she pumps her fists in frustration.
And she's going to pick up a second quick one there. Team 7th called against the Lady Indians. A bonus time for Cheyenne East.
It's going to be 2 shots, and for Kai Buell, who leads the state in free throw attempts, will go to the line for the first time tonight. First one on the way for Kai, nothing but nets. She talked about it in the Tribune about her 40-point night. One of the things she talks about, she starts her shooting practice and ends her shooting practice with free throws. That makes her so good at it. And she goes 2 for 2 at the line. 81% on the season. Will just go up a little bit there as Walsh will come in for East and relieve Jacobson. Full court pressure for the Lady T-Birds. Central to inbound it. Comes into Jayla. Jayla gives it back to Fernio, who had inbound it. Law pass over to JoJo, who will get it across the timeline to Bolts. Bolts into the lane, picked up by Castle. Up top, Bassard, extra pass, Jayla. Drives baseline, gets around Walsh, puts it up, and rolls it in. Great job there by Jayla Jones to get it in a high percentage area. 8-point lead still for Central, 38-30. With under 55 seconds left in the quarter.
Yeah, under a minute left here in this exciting third.
Buell off balance three is way long. Castle grabs the long rebound for East. Another opportunity. Bowden gets into the lane. She's fouled by Fernio. That's her 4th, and that's going to send Bowden to the line to shoot 1-1.
That is a huge foul there, picked up by Fernio as she's walking towards the bench. She's going to sit out for a majority of this, at least remainder of this contest. 8-team foul called against Cheyenne Central here in this quarter.
And Bowden, as a freshman, shooting 82% from the free throw line.
So basically you're telling me she's cash money.
Cash jinx right there.
Yeah.
As Castle's able to run it down, though, and grab the rebound. Castle, another offensive rebound for her, and the shot's off the mark. Cheyenne Alvarado tries to save it. It's out of play, Central basketball. Here comes Emma Jacobson. She'll relieve Kira Walsh for East. 38-30, 35 seconds left. I think it's safe to say, as we'll see another substitution, it'll be Jordan Knipper that will come in for Kai. But with 35.3 seconds left, we've seen Central do that in the last 30 seconds where they just spread it out and save it for one last shot. Looks like they're going to do the same here. Smart move, up by 4 possessions.
Kind of almost argues for a point in high school ranks for that shot clock.
JoJo has the basketball. No, instead she'll pull up. It's long, and grabbing the rebound is going to be JoJo, who's on the floor. It's a jump ball. It'll say Central basketball with 20.4 left.
So good play there by Jones on that play. Lady Indians, again, an opportunity on their offensive zone to at least extend out the lead.
Callie will come in. It will be Delbridge on the bench. JoJo looking to inbound it. We'll throw it up top. Bassard goes over to Jayla. Jayla fakes the shot. 2-3 zone for East. JoJo has it on the right wing. Fakes it twice. Now step back. 3 ball. Rattles home. JoJo with the 3. 41-30. 11-point lead. Alvarado into the lane, puts up the right-hand shot, too strong off the back iron. The rebound comes down to Kenzie Bolts, and that's the horn. We're going to the 4th, and it's 11-point lead for the Lady Indians. We'll take a 1-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. We're heading to the fourth quarter. Central has not lost a quarter. 14-8, 17-15, and 10-7. And for the third straight quarter, in the last few seconds, they've been able to knock down a 3-ball. JoJo with the last one.
As right now, you can say upset brewing here in Cheyenne between these two. Right now, again, Cheyenne East is the number 1 ranked team in Class 4A. Central, the Lady Indians, number 2 in those polls. Again, kind of a shocker here. Expected this one to be a lot closer than it is, but Lady Indians up by 11 here.
Kai with the basketball. She's out there with Alvarado, Jacobson, Blaney, and Castle. It's the Cowley, Jones, Bolts, Bassert, and JoJo out on the floor for Central. Blaney into the lane, puts up the right hand. Big shot home. And then she knocks that one home. Their first points of the second half. Lead back to 9 for Central. JoJo, she'll take it across the timeline herself. She gets around Buell. Poked away from behind by Kai Buell. It's a turnover. For Kai, that's her second steal. As she'll get the basketball back and get it across the timeline. Kai goes over to the wing or the elbow to Blaney. Blaney kick out. Castle fakes the shot, goes to the corner. Her pass is batted away and stolen back by JoJo. Here comes Central across the timeline. Kai trying to steal it back. JoJo does a good job to get it out of the way of the trap, and now Bassett will slow it down. They're going to four-corner it early.
They're going to basically try to kill as much time off the clock here with 9-point advantage. Again, smart move without the shot clock.
Especially with the fact that East doesn't have any more fouls to give.
Yeah. And as Cheyenne Central looking just to milk as much time, try to solidify the victory here.
And a foul, if it's on Blaney, it's her fourth. If it's on Kai, it's her third. And they're going to call that on Blaney.
Wow, so she's going to pick up her fourth foul. Team 7th called against Cheyenne East. So bonus time for the remainder of this contest for both teams here.
Lil DeHaan will come in. Blaney's going to have to take a seat with those 4 fouls. And if you're East, you're going to have to cherish the basketball because you may not see it a lot here in this fourth quarter. Or you're going to have to start fouling early. Callie at the line. It's a team that only shoots 59% on the season as Callie knocks down her first.
As we are live here at Story Gymnasium, Chris Polton, Nick Proietti here, 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. As we are watching a fun one here of girls basketball between Cheyenne Central and Cheyenne East.
Callie goes 2 for 2 at the line, her first 2 points tonight, and the 50% free throw shooter comes up big as she comes out for Delbridge. The lead is up to 11. It's been as many as 14. As Kai gets the basketball across the timeline on the full court pressure, as Bolts on her hip, gets into the lane, puts up the right-hand floater. It hits off the right iron, left iron, right iron, and into the hands of Jayla Jones as it pops out.
That was so close to falling through for Kai there.
In the corner, Bassett has the basketball, looks for Bolts up top as they'll spread it out again. They'll try to trap Bolts, and here comes Delbridge in the corner. They're just going to keep going back and forth. A nice game of keep away. Jacobson, actually, Delbridge attacks hard. Jacobson will be called with that offhand on the hip. She may have gotten a lot of the ball, but it's going to be Delbridge at the line as, again, she didn't go up with 2 hands, and that will get you every time. Delbridge for 2.
Jacobson, as you mentioned, getting her second foul. Team's 8th called against Cheyenne East here in this half.
Delbridge rolls in the first one, getting the shooter's touch off that front iron.
Well, and this is what you want if you're Coach Kirkbride right now. Again, if Cheyenne East is going to give you those free throw opportunities, right now as Lady Indians are cashing in and extending out the lead where it's now up by 12.
Here comes the second one for Delbridge on the way. That one short, doesn't get the roll. Grabbing the rebound is Castle, her 6th one. Alvarado across the timeline, gets in the lane. It's going to be pushed by Bolts, and now Cheyenne Alvarado will go to the line to shoot 1-1.
As for Kinsey, she'll pick up her 3rd foul, team's 9th against Cheyenne Central. As both teams, again, both in the bonus here for the remainder of this contest.
Story of the game is the 3-point shooting of Central and the lack of 3-point shooting by East. Central 6 of 12, East 2 of 9. Alvarado's first free throw shot is off the mark. Bolts grabs the rebound. And East is not shooting it well from the free throw line. And Delbridge dribbled out of bounds. It's the 12th turnover for Central.
12th turnover, chance for Cheyenne East. Again, to chip away at the 12-point lead.
Dribble handoff. Buell gets it across the timeline. Into the lane, pulls up. Actually, it's a pass to Jacobson in the paint, and then has it stolen away by Delbridge and a foul. Delbridge having a monster night. That's her 4th steal, and now she'll go to the line to shoot as Bowden will pick up her third foul.
Her third foul, team's ninth, call against the Lady Thunderbirds. And shooting opportunity here for Cheyenne Central. With 5:53 remaining in this contest. Again, what's at stake? Again, the undefeated marks in conference play for both teams. Again, which team's going to pick up that first loss, but also, too, who's going to be, at least next week, your number one, number two.
Delbridge knocks in the first one. She'll earn herself one more free throw. Free throw shooting also heavily in the favor of Central, not just in attempts, because they both are about even on the attempts, but just percentage-wise.
Yeah, as East has struggled. They've struggled mightily on just every aspect here tonight.
13-point lead, make it a 14-point lead, matches a game high, as Delbridge has a game high 14 points now. With the basketball, Buell has it with Bolts up on top. They need to get moving. Does send East. They need to get buckets going. A lot of contact, no call. It's an air ball by Buell, and Central will have the basketball. Good defense, disciplined defense by Central, as it was a good no call, and we'll have a timeout. It's going to be a full, wait, hold on. It's a 30. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout here as well on 1480 KRAE. Fourteen-point lead, Central with the basketball with 5:41 left on the Pepsi scoreboard here in this fourth quarter. Central trying to be the new number one in the state if they can knock down the number one team in Class 4A. Delbridge with the basketball, dribbles between the legs. It's on the floor. Diving on it is Alvarado. She'll draw the jump ball, and it will be Central basketball on the jump as Emma Jacobson will check in for Central. She'll come in for Katie Castle. Blaney out on the floor with 4 fouls.
Do want to stress the fact, though, in this contest, whoever comes out on top, though, again, this is just game 1 of 2 happening here at Story Gymnasium throughout the season.
Guaranteed 2.
That's very true, yes. I would anticipate we might see a couple rematches, if not regionals and state.
Buell comes up with a steal, goes to Jacobson, gets it back from her, into the lane, tries a Euro step, throws up the shot short. Rebound comes down to out of play on Central, and it will stay East basketball after the steal.
As we're sitting here in front of kind of the Central High faithful on this side of Story Gymnasium, across the way is Blue with Cheyenne East. Central High faithful asking for the travel on Kai on that one.
They did, but her first step just took forever because of the contact. She didn't take another step. Buell will throw it into Alvarado, but the thing that's hurting East is they're getting turnovers now, but they can't turn them into buckets. Jacobson in the lane, right-hand floater, that one rolls in. The first field goal hit in quite some time. Coach Wessling will call a full timeout. We'll take one as well. A 1-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. Now, Nick, we're going to have a chance to see what did Central learn in that game against Fruta. They had a double-digit lead. They had it late in the fourth quarter. Yeah. They let it slip. They were fortunate enough to win in overtime. East, if you let them back in it, they're not going to let you win it. So for Central, Let's see what they learned in that Fruita Monument game out in Greeley to open the season. J-Lo will have the basketball to inbound it.
For Cheyenne Central, you realize that, yes, you can't take your foot off the gas.
Here's the first turnover East causes. They have the basketball back. Buell into the lane, crossover, goes with the left hand. Bank shot too strong, and she's fouled on the way up. It was a late whistle, and I think it was on Delbridge. No, it was on Jayla Jones.
Wow, so Jones will pick up her third foul. That is the 10th team foul called against Central here in this half.
And if you're East, it's an opportunity to score points without the clock running as Kai hits her first. She's got 9. And the leading scorer in Class 4A has had a hard time getting on the scoreboard tonight. She's now got double digits, and she goes 2 for 2 that time at the line. The lead's cut to 10. Inbound pass to JoJo, holding on to it. Skip pass over to her sister, Jayla. They need to get moving forward. Jayla will do that. She gets into the front court as 3 players converge. Emma Jacobson grabbed the basketball, but her foot was out of bounds, and a very fortunate mistake there for Central as they will get the basketball, or that is in favor of Central, as they'll keep the basketball.
Plain and simple for the Lady Indians right now. Again, you got to play smart here for the remainder 4:40 in this contest.
Fernio has the basketball, and Central, again, playing this keep away. Delbridge has it, goes over to Bassert, drives baseline on Blaney, kick out Jones. Step back 3 was partially tipped by Buell. Alvarado grabs the loose ball. Bounce pass, 2 bounces to Jacobson. Jacobson move over and couldn't get the roll in on the Euro step. Delbridge will be called for the contact, and Emma will go to the line to shoot 2.
As for Bailey, she'll pick up her second foul. And again, that's going to be the 11th foul called so far against Cheyenne Central here in the second half.
And she's got a bloody nose. What game is, what would this game not be if Bailey Delbridge didn't get a bloody nose? Of course, last year here, she got the bloody nose off the elbow from Kaylee McEwen. This one, not as severe. She stays out on the floor, though. Jacobson's first free throw. She's 2 for 4 on the night. Missed that one. Make that 3 for 6. She's now 3 for 7 as she misses. Delbridge and Jones will come out. Salee and Bolts will come in for Central with 4:19 left as this fourth quarter starting to crawl. With East trying to force as many turnovers and extra possessions as possible. Jacobson rolls in the second one. The lead is now single digits, up to 9. Fernio with the basketball. Full court pressure, still trying to get it across the timeline. Fernio stops, goes over to Bassert. Bassert will get it into the front court. Lob pass is going to be thrown out of play. It's another turnover, the 15th for Central.
As we're seeing, again, this Central High team collapse as we did early in Greeley, Colorado. Again, not making smart plays.
Bowden will inbound it to Blaney, goes over to Kai. Full court pressure for Central just on the inbound. They clear out, and Kai gets it into the front court. Kai dribbling with the right hand, goes in the lane, puts up the high bank shot off the glass, off the front iron, rolls in for 2.
Here comes the Lady Thunderbirds, again, making this a contest here.
7-point lead. Blaney comes up with a steal, another turnover. Blaney puts up the bank shot too strong. JoJo grabs the rebound. You got to, on that one there, I know you want to score quickly, but you got to cherish the possession. And JoJo is coming up limp, and that's not a good sign for Coach Kirkbride. As Delbridge will come back in as they timeout is official timeout is called.
Basketball will still stay with Cheyenne Central on that one. And again, with Jones now taking a seat on the bench.
JoJo on the bench. She's got 12 points. Bassert will inbound it. 7-point lead for Central. It's a 7-0 run here for East. Bolts and Jacobson. A timeout called by Coach Kirkbride as they were trying to trap Bolts. It's going to be a full one. We'll take a 1-minute timeout as well. You're watching and listening to high school basketball on 1480 KRAE. It's a 7-0 run for East. They're still down, though, Nick, by 7 with 3:35 left on the Pepsi scoreboard.
As we talked about how crucial this final 4 minutes for Cheyenne Central is right now to close out this contest. Again, we're seeing that similar style of play that we saw in Greeley against that Fruita Monument team, where Cheyenne Central was thankful enough to at least come away with that victory.
Bolts to inbound it. We'll get it into Fernio in the front court. Double team pressure as they'll try to double in the corners. Almost a jump ball there, as it will be another timeout called by Kirkbride, as there was almost a 5-second call. And I think Kirkbride has one more 30 left, and he'll take it. We'll go ahead and stay here for this 30-second timeout. As again, they get the ball in the corner. Now, the one thing I like about trying to stall is I get it. You know, you got to think possessions here.
Yeah.
But the deal is this: is that your team has been doing a great job getting to the basket, finding open shots, connecting on open shots. Why change?
Yeah, that's you're absolutely right on that one. Where for Cheyenne Central, for the Lady Indians, why change up the play now? Keep what has worked for you this entire contest. Keep it going. Again, don't take your foot off the gas. Keep going and keep pounding towards the Cheyenne East team.
Right.
They're going to make it pay. And again, we're seeing that right now.
Wait until the 2-minute mark maybe to start doing that. As Fernio has to get into the front court. She does. Lob pass will go over to Bassert. It's up top. Delbridge has it. Now they're starting to popcorn the basketball around. Much better is Central. And if you pop it around like this, you can handle longer possessions. Fernio has it and fouled. Blaney just fouled out.
As that will be the 10th team foul called against Cheyenne East here. Again, Blaney will take at least seat.
Not a good foul either by Blaney. It wasn't trying to reach around her. Just
that was
at
a
this
pure
point,
frustration.
you need to stay in the game, and you could maybe Coach Wessling just letting her know. I think that right there, you got it. You got to be smarter there.
I think that was just pure frustration by Blaney on that play.
First one by Fernio is off the mark. Now, this is a team, if you're Coach Wessling, you don't mind fouls at this point because of the fact that they shoot 59% on the season. Even though they've been shooting it well at the free throw line here tonight, it gives you more chances. Fernio misses both, and the rebound will be popcorned around. Salee comes up with it. No jump ball called. Salee able to save it. Fernio on the block is blocked by Jacobson, but she'll go to the line to shoot two. Jacobson picks up her third.
Her third, again, 11th team foul called against Cheyenne East.
And how about the offensive boards for Central tonight? They're just getting opportunity after opportunity and opportunity.
And again, they've been aggressive, whether it was offense or defensive rebounds.
Fernio rolls in the first one, trying to capitalize on another chance at the line.
That'll end that 7-0 run that East was on. Extends his lead up to 8 now for the Lady Indians.
Fernio bends at the knees, knocks in the second one. The senior goes 2 for 2 at the line. Lead up to 9 with 2:55 left here in the quarter. Buell, top step, blocked by Delbridge, who was hands straight up, and she can't believe it. She may have an argument. It looked good as Delbridge picks up her third foul.
Yeah, her third foul. As you look up and down the roster right now for Cheyenne Central, you look at Fernio that has 4, Delbridge with 3, and also to Jayla Jones with 3 fouls.
Buell puts up the first one. That's a rare miss by Buell as it hits off the right back iron, and falls to the floor.
Kind of breathe a sigh of relief if you're Coach Kirkbride and his Lady Indians seeing that one.
Coach Kirkbride has talked about it with us last week and here in the pregame. Stopping Kai Buell has been something he has had a hard time with, and here he's containing the leading scorer as Central has the pass batted out of play by Bowden, and it will be Central basketball still. She's got 13 tonight. She averages 22 on the season, though. Fernio gets it into Salee. Salee's double teamed, trying to get it around Alvarado. Dribbled it out of bounds. It's a turnover.
As again, Cheyenne Central, their own worst enemy here, at least in these waning moments of games. Again, you got to make smart plays out there.
Buell will inbound it for East. Gets it into Bowden. Bowden dribbles with the right hand, puts her head down, gets in the lane, crossover, kick out. Castle fakes the 3, hands off to Kai. Kai has the basketball, gets a high screen from Emma. Now gets into the lane, puts up the right hand floater through 3 players, misses the shot. Jones grabs the rebound for Central. An empty possession for East. Salee has the basketball. It's an 8-point lead. Delbridge fakes the 3, kick out pass to Bassert. There is 2:20 left here in the fourth quarter. Salee wide open. Will lob pass it over to Bassert. As now you just see East players running from side to side. Fernio turns around in the lane, goes to Jayla. Jayla stops at the block, puts up the shot, rattles in and out. The rebound will be last touched by Central East basketball.
Again, that possession there by Cheyenne Central, though, killed off a lot of time off the clock. 2:03 remaining here in this contest. Again, but a missed opportunity to extend out the 8-point lead, though.
Bowden inbounds it to Emma. Bowden will now run the point. East gets it across the timeline. She's hustling down the floor. Kick out Castle. Back to Bowden. Bowden fakes the three. Is going to be reached in by two. Turnaround floater is an air ball. And it's going to be Central basketball.
As you'll hear the Central High crowd, or at least faithful, Jano air ball. Again, great crowd. It is pretty much standing room only here at Story Gym for this contest and for the upcoming boys game.
Blaney on the bench is on her feet, and another errant pass. It's the 18th turnover. The one thing Central's been able to hang their head on in this game, though, is they have 6 more turnovers than Central, but East hasn't been able
to cash in
on.
Yeah, without a doubt.
JoJo back in. That's a good sign for Coach Kirkbride, as she had come limping off just a moment ago.
Look like
1:45 left. Sorry, Nick. 1:45 left here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, for Jones, just simple, probably just calf strain, or again just a little at least pulled muscle. But other than that, though, she's fine.
Buell into lane, puts up the right-hand shot, hits off the left iron, and the rebound comes down to Fernio. Fernio is going to be fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
We'll see who that foul is going to be called against at least for Cheyenne East. Looks like that one is going to go against Jacobson. She will pick up her 4th foul. So for Cheyenne East right now, she's the only one in foul, at least trouble. And then the other one, at least looking for the East Side Thunderbirds. Again, Bowden, she has 3.
And right now, Kai may be trying to do a little bit too much. A lot of contact. They have 3 players converging on her in the lane. Central's game plan, especially right now on defense, is working out tremendously. And they're hitting free throws as Ellie Fernio hits that first one, lead up to 9.
Don't want to mind, folks, coming up immediately after this contest, we'll have boys action number 1 versus number 2 again between Central and East here live from Story.
Second one by Fernio. Too strong. Alvarado grabs the rebound for East. Across the timeline comes Kai. Has the basketball left hand, puts up the deep 3, knocks it home for Kai, and that will cut the lead to 6. And a timeout called by Coach Wessling. He's got only fulls left, so it should be a 1-minute timeout, and it is. We'll take a 1-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. Teams with 1 timeout left with 1:21 left in the fourth quarter. 49-43, Central with the lead. Kai Buell hitting a big 3 going into that Wessling timeout. Full court pressure, bounce pass into Delbridge. Delbridge will give it back to Fernio. Fernio over to JoJo. They get it across the timeline into the front court. Now they'll play a keep away for as long as they can. Bowden will foul Bassert, and for Bowden, that's her 4th. It looks like they wanted to foul Bassert. Shooting 40% on the season, not a bad idea. Play the averages right there for Coach Wessling. Try to extend this game a little bit.
Yeah, right now as it stands with free throws pending, it's a 2-possession game for Cheyenne East.
Bassett's first one, nothing but net. That didn't look like 40% right there, Nick.
Not at all. That was kind of a beautiful rainbow shot that fell through for the Lady Indians. Now up by 7.
Here comes the second one for Bassett. That one, cash money. She's got 8, the lead up to 8. Kai with the basketball. Kai will get across the timeline with the right-hand dribble. Now goes to the left, high screen from Jacobson, fakes the 3. Now goes over to Alvarado, demands it straight back. Now over into the lane, trying to find some type of open space, but Central knows exactly what the game plan is.
As we're under a minute.
Deep 3. Off the back iron, the rebound comes to Alvarado. Alvarado with the basketball, goes back to Kai. She'll put up a 3 from the left wing. It's short, and the rebound comes to Jacobson. Jacobson puts up the shot, banking in for 2 for Emma Jacobson. And the final timeout called by Coach Wessling. We'll take a 1-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. There is just 43.2 seconds left here in this fourth quarter. It's a 6-point game, 51-45, as Emma Jacobson knocked in the 2-pointer. No timeouts left for East, 1 timeout left for Central. Full court pressure for East as desperation time hits. They go over to JoJo. JoJo has the basketball, goes into the lane, puts up the right hand shot, too strong, and the rebound comes down to Delbridge. It's on the floor, and it's going to be a jump ball, East basketball. JoJo, I don't know what she's doing there. She went hard to the hoop instead of trying to run this clock down.
Again, when there is no shot clock available here in high school, you got to be smart about and realize where you're at in the contest.
2-possession game as they're down 6. Bowden has the basketball. Goes over to Kai. Kai gets into the front court with Delbridge on her hip. Step back left wing 3. Hits too strong, and Delbridge grabs the rebound and fouled by Emma Jacobson. Tell you what, if that 3 goes down, this is going to have a different feel to it. But now that it didn't, and Delbridge grabs the rebound and she will shoot 2, you got to think she hits one of these 2, it's probably ball game.
As Jacobson will pick up her 5th foul, she will exit this contest for Cheyenne East.
Sloan Danny will come in for Emma Jacobson, who will end the night with 10 points and 6 rebounds with 2 steals.
Key free throws here for the Lady Indians.
First one on the way by Delbridge. Nothing but net does the junior.
Now
looking for her second win against East in her tenure as a Lady Indian. Well, for really any of these Lady Indians, because they've only had 1 win since 2012. That one's off the right iron. Castle grabs the rebound, her 7th one. Kai has the basketball. They got to hurry. 18 seconds left. Kai puts up the 3 ball with the hand in her face. It's off the left iron. Fernio grabs the rebound, and trying to foul her is Danny. That comes up top. Jones has it stolen away by Bowden. Bowden has her pass taken away. Bassert will be called for a jump ball, and it will stay Central basketball with 2.3 seconds left. And you can see Jayla Jones pumping up her crowd. Coach Kirkbride over the bench doing the same thing with his student section. And now we're starting to see the parents right in front of us all stand up as the number 1 team in Class 4A has fallen to the number 2 team. Final score, Central 52, East 45. We'll take a 2-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE.
If you're looking for fun and adventure, Kia of Cheyenne is the place to start, and the 2019 Kia Sorento will help you find it. I'm AJ Miller, and the 2019 Kia Sorento will give you what you need to make things happen. This vehicle has plenty of power, all-season traction, safety features, technology, and comfort for any road you're on. The Kia Sorento offers plenty of standard features for the money, and we're all about saving you money. Come in, call 775-0123, or go to KiaofCheyenne.com, and we'll make it easy.
Well, it's an upset here to start the night. A 52-45 victory for the Central Lady Indians. Just their third win over East Lady Thunderbirds in the last 8 years.
And it was a battle. It was a fun one. It came down to the wire. It felt like between these two, but for Cheyenne Central, they pretty much dominated this entire game. Again, had the lead for the majority of this contest against Cheyenne East. So for at least Cheyenne Central, they're going to be your new number 1 in Class 4A with the victory. They're going to move to 12-1 overall, remain undefeated in the conference. For Cheyenne East, that being their second loss here tonight, they're going to drop to 13-2 overall and again pick up their first conference loss against Cheyenne Central. But it was a battle. It was a fun one. And again, looking forward to East versus Central later on in the year.
Part 2.
Yeah, part 2.
Yeah, and let's take a look at our final stats before we get you ready for our guys game. For Central, they're led by Bailey Delbridge with a season-high 15 points. 12 points for Jordan Jones, 10 for Kelsey Bassert. Vernio, their leading scorer, only had 5 points. Jayla Jones had 7. Rory Cowley had 2. For East, they had 16 points by Kai Buell, 12 for Madison Blaney, 10 for Emma Jacobson, 5 for Cheyenne Alvarado, and 2 for Bowden Littlehall. As for East, they just fell to a hot shooting team as they going into that third quarter. Central, they didn't shoot a 3 in the fourth quarter. Central shot 6 of 12 from behind the arc.
Yeah.
And they also hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 free throws on 17 of 23. So a team that usually shoots 59% goes 17 of 23 tonight.
Yeah.
Big differences right there. They turned the ball over more, did Central, but East couldn't turn them into buckets.
East, that was the big factor. Is East, again, had the opportunities, just could not do it. Again, what hurt this Lady Thunderbirds team that they need to clean up before they see the Central High team again is, again, the one-and-done shots. There was so many of them throughout that entire roster for Cheyenne East. Again, that is what plagued this team tonight. That was kind of the big factor in this contest. So, again, give credit to Cheyenne Central. They put up a phenomenal effort, took down, the number 1 team here in Class 4A, even though we're so early on. We still got a lot of conference left here in the state of Wyoming in Class 4A, but give kudos to the Lady Indians. Now going to be, as of Monday, or at least Tuesday, as again, that's when the polls will come out. They'll be your new number 1.
What we're going to do is now get you ready for the guys game. As actually, let's take a look before, as you said, that East is going to go to 13-2. It's their first loss in the state of Wyoming against a Wyoming team.
Yeah.
And for Central, now an 11-game winning streak for Coach Kirkbride. I believe both these teams will be heading on the road, as now they'll be starting to play some of the Northern League contests up top there. And so for East, I'm sure they're going to get back to the drawing board. And if you're going to lose, you would rather lose right around this time here and not, say, in March. But what we'll do is we'll take a 1-minute timeout. We're going to come back. We already heard from Coach Taglane. We'll now give you a chance to listen to Coach Horsley after this 1-minute timeout of 1480 KRAE.
College has been something that's always been on the back of my mind.
This is where I found what I wanted, one of my passions, what I really love to do.
In class, I feel more engaged.
The people here do care about you, and they want to help you succeed in life.
They make it so easy to be a parent and be able to still go to school.
I like the way I'm improving.
I love being, part of the WHSAA family, and I'm glad I made this step in my life.
And welcome back to our high school hoops edition of 1480 KRAE basketball. I'm now joined alongside head coach Rusty Horsley for the East Thunderbirds. Coach, first time we've had the privilege of bringing a game for you tonight. And as far as this season goes, maybe a little bit ups and downs, trying to figure out an identity maybe early on. But it seems like you guys are starting to figure things out right now with this group?
Yeah, the kids been working really hard, and we had I thought we had kind of a rough start defensively, but I think we've gotten better there. But it's only the end of January now. We have one more month to work on things and refine things, and with our kids' work ethic, and we have really good team chemistry right now, and I think they're doing a really good job with working with each other. And offensively, I think we looked really good at times. So, been a fun group to work with.
Oh, yeah, definitely an athletic group, probably one of the more athletic groups this boys team has had in some time, where you guys are really able to get out and run. And if the teams want to slow you down, try to go half court set, you got guys that can take you off the dribble as well.
Yeah, offensively, I think we're pretty good as far as shooting the ball. We do a pretty good job there. We're rebounding pretty well. We can take it to the rack at times. So, a pretty versatile team that we have right now. I think we run the floor real well, and when we can get easy points, we get them that way. Defensively, it's a work in progress, but I think we're getting better at times. And if we could put a full game together, I think we could be a pretty good team.
I talked to Coach West about this. Is it kind of nice having only one game when you're playing Central? I mean, especially 1-2 matchup, there's been a lot of hype, not just within the gyms themselves, but you look in the newspaper, you hear the buzz around town. Everybody's been looking forward to this game. Is it nice only having this game to prepare for, just to make sure they're focused on playing just another game?
Yeah, and that's just it. I mean, the kids got to keep their emotions in check. Central's a really good team, and we know that. And right now, we don't have a whole lot of pressure on us because, like every day we talk about, we're just trying to get better until the end of February and early March. And we're a work in progress, and we understand that. We'll take each game one game at a time. And with the new quadrant system, with quadrants and conferences, the schedule really don't matter because you're all going to be seeded. Our side of the region's really tough anyway. So when we get to the regional tournament, we got to be ready to go.
Just from a coaching standpoint, when you're looking at the other side, they got a lot to stop. If you stop Lovering, well, then you got the Storbo twins. You stop those guys, then you got Talich. As far as defense goes and that game plan, you guys are going to have to be really disciplined in your keys tonight.
They got a really good team, and they're big too, and they're big and athletic, so that's a tough combo. I think I thought after the summer that they were the best team in the state when watching them this summer. So, our hands are going to be full. Our kids know that, and we're just going to have to work hard. And sometimes in a big rivalry game like this, things will work out your favor, and sometimes they won't. So you just got to play and see what comes out of it.
And then Xavier's been very big for you, especially the last couple of weeks. But then you also have just guys that fly under the radar. Chance Allmiller's, Graydon Buell's, Graydon's doing a great job distributing. Just as overall the flow, how can your offense help your defense out?
I think we have to value the basketball more on offense. I think we're having a few too many turnovers right now, but we have some really good passers. Chance Allmiller and Graydon Buell are really good passers, so they're going to have a couple turnovers just because they do risk it a little more because they make such good feeds. So we understand that part of it, but we do have to value the basketball every possession, and then we're going to have to work really hard defensively in order to be good. And I think we got some kids that are doing that right now.
Awesome, Coach. Well, good luck tonight. Best of luck to you. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. More from Story Gymnasium right here on 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Story Gymnasium as we just saw the girls wrap up in that contest where, again, advantage Cheyenne Central in that game. Lady Indians defeat the Cheyenne East Lady Thunderbirds, as now we get set up for boys action here between number 1 ranked Cheyenne Central, the Indians, and number 2 Cheyenne East, the Thunderbirds, here live from Story Gymnasium as my partner Chris Polton back. As we again, you've been running around this very lengthy, very tall.
It is packed.
Yeah, without a doubt. Again, it is pretty much standing room attendance here at Story Gymnasium. Again, a phenomenal sight to see as folks are ready for this one. What we're going to do as, again, we're getting ready for another national anthem here at Story Gymnasium. What we'll do is we're going to take a timeout here, and we'll get ready for the national anthem and also do starting lineups after a 2-minute timeout here on 1480 KRAE.
Through tonight's starting lineups, first for the Central Indians, they come in at 11-1. They're 2-0 in Quad Prairie. Head coach Tag Lane will come out with senior forward number 5, Ryan Stampley, 4.5 points, 5 assists. Junior guard number 11, Carter Lobatos, 4 points, 2 and 4 assists. Sophomore guard number 15, their leading scorer, Nathaniel Talich, 17 points per game. He also chips in with 3.5 assists, 3 steals per game. Brady Storbo, one of the Storbo twins. He starts, junior guard number 20, 13 points a game. He shoots 36% from behind the arc. And then it's their big man in the middle, the junior center, the CU committee. Their number 34, Lawson Lovering, 14 points, 9 rebounds, and a block per game. This is a team that scores 71.5 points per game. They also shoot 53%, all those number 1 in Class 4A. They also have the best defense. 42 points is what they're giving up to their opponents, and they shoot 31%, or they hold their opponents to 31% on the season. We'll now go to the East High Thunderbird starting lineup. They're 11-3, 2-0 in quad play. They're on an 8-game win streak. Head coach Rusty Horsley is going to come out with junior forward number 2, Xavier McCord, 17 points a game, 9 rebounds. Junior guard number 3, Jake Rail, 8.5 points. He shoots 43% from behind the arc to lead the team. Senior guard / forward number 4, Chance Allmiller, 14 points a game. He also shoots over 40%. Senior guard number 11, Demetrius McCord, 9 points a game, 4 rebounds. And then junior guard number 13, Graydon Buell, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. They score 71 points per game, so if you just look at the numbers, it's going to be a close game. They give up 53 points, shoot 47% on the season. Their opponents are shooting 39% against them. Central will be in their road red, white numbers, white letters. East in their home white with the checkered on the side, and their baby blue numbers, black outline. East will start right to left across your screen and your radio dial.
For those who are not at least watching with us on Periscope, via Twitter, or also to the 1480 KRAE YouTube channel, again, describe at least that checkerboard. Reminds you a lot of Tennessee.
It is the Tennessee checker,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, as we are ready, it is battle versus 1 versus 2 once again here. Central number 1 this time, East the number 2 team in Class 4A. This is going to be a fun one here live at Story.
First time this season, someone tried to jump up with Lovering. It's on the floor. Storbo hands it off to Lovering, who banks it in for 2. It was ugly, but it counts for 2. All the Storbo, the assist. It's a quick 2-0 lead for Central.
As Cheyenne East needs to find a way to slow down Lawson Lovering, try to battle that height on the inside.
Buell will hand it off to Demetrius. The McCord twins out on the floor. We got Storbo twins on the other side. Demetrius runs into Talich, goes with the left hand, too short. The rebound will come down to Talich, and here comes Central with a chance to take a 2-possession lead with their second chance on offense. Talich has it high on the right side. Demetrius McCord playing defense on him. It's a man defense. Allmiller is going to be tapped to stop Brady Storbo, who led them in scoring last weekend. Lob pass down low, stolen by Demetrius McCord, and that's the first turnover. Allmiller has it. Allmiller dribbles with the right hand. Now we'll go in the corner. Rail with Lovering on him. He'll pull from 3. Cash! Money! Jake Rail! And it's a 3-2 lead for East.
As again, expect high offense, just high everything between these two teams. They are explosive on offense.
Talich has McCord go to the floor, gets it back from Lovering, is tripped by Demetrius, and that will be the first foul of our contest.
That foul, again, first for Cheyenne East. It looks like that one's going to be called against. We did not see the number. It looks like that's going against Demetrius McCord. He'll pick up his first foul.
Talich will inbound it for Central. 3-2 our score. Over Stampley at the top. Stampley in the corner. Lobatos has it. He'll shoot from 3. It's short, and the rebound comes to Talich. Talich will be called for the offensive foul. Lowered the shoulder on Allmiller, who draws it. And you heard Coach Tagling talk about Chance Allmiller and how he's the glue that keeps them together. He was that way in football. He's that way in basketball.
First team foul called against Cheyenne Central. As you mentioned, with Talich picking up that foul, it's his first. In 8-minute quarters here in high school on the boys' side.
Rail being hounded by Stanfley, gets a high screen from Xavier. His first touch for Xavier. Goes over to Buell. Buell into the lane. Goes hard. Over the shot block attempt by Lovering, off the front iron and into the hands of Brady Storbo, his first rebound. Talich has it on the right side. Up top, Stanfley goes down low. Lovering with a touch in the paint. Goes to Lobatos, reverse lane. Blocked by Demetrius. And last touch out of play by Central. It'll be East basketball.
As again, that was a late, at least, call by that official on that side, who again was in front of that play. But the East Side Thunderbirds, chance to extend out their 1-point lead here early on. 6 minutes remaining here in an exciting first quarter.
Rail with the basketball, dribbles with the right hand. Rarely do you see the same crew do both games, and here they are. Xavier McCord for three from straight away. It's short, and the rebound comes down to Stanfley. Here comes the Indians. 3-2 our score. It was a Lovering bucket to start things. Estorbo pulls from three, hits off the left iron, and the rebound comes to Lovering, and they're going to get Lawson Lovering over the back.
So the big man will pick up his first foul, team second called against the Indians, and that's what you need to do if you're Cheyenne East. Again, you need to find a way to get Lawson Lovering on the bench.
Timeout called by Coach Taglane as he calls it at the half court. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll take a quick one as well. 30-second timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. Three-two is our score with still fairly early in this first quarter. 5:39 left in the first quarter. It's Storbo, Lobatos, Talich, Lovering, and Stanfley for Central still. And for East, it's Miller, the McCord twins, Buell, and Rail. Rail hit the three, the only bucket for East. Lovering hit the two for Central, the only bucket for the Indians. Rail with the basketball. Stanfley's going to make him pressure him on the full court. He pokes it from behind, but it comes in the hands of Demetrius. Xavier has it down low. Xavier sizing up Storbo. Fadeaway jumper from 5 is an air ball, and Lovering grabs the rebound. Here comes Stanfley across the timeline. Kick out past the Talich. He drives baseline. A lot of contact. It's thrown out to Storbo. Brady from 5. Rolls in and out. Lovering grabs the offensive rebound. Banks it in for 2. He's got all 4. It's a 4-3 lead for Central.
As Lawson has a clear height advantage again. He's going to be the aggressor on the inside. East needs to find a way to get him out of there.
High screen and roll between Miller, and it's last touch by Chance Miller as Lovering slapped it out of his hands. It's the first turnover for East.
Central opportunity here to extend out their 1-point lead as it goes back and forth between these two.
Stanfley looks over at Coach Lane, who taps his head, and then Stanfley obliges. Gets it into the timeline with the right-hand dribble on the right wing. Comes up to Talich at the top. Lovering has it. Goes to reverse court. Right wing looking for a high screen. Instead, they go to Lobatos. Lobatos has it on the right wing. Lovering, reverse court to Talich. Talich with Demetrius on him. Lobatos has it on the wing. Gets into the lane. Puts up the left hand under the shot block of Buell. Banks it in for 2. Carter Lobatos with his first 2 points. 6-3 lead for Central.
Beautiful move on the inside there by Lobatos. Cutting through that east side defense.
Buell sizing up Lobatos will go over to Demetrius on the left wing. Demetrius dribbles with the right wing, cancels it, and then goes to Miller. Fakes the 3, looks to get in the lane. Cut off nicely by Storbo. Xavier has it. High screen from Miller. Buell straight away 3. Hits hard off the back iron. Lovering grabs his 3rd rebound. Here comes Stanfley for Central across the timeline. 6-3 our score. 3:50 left here in the quarter. Stanfley from 5, and it's going to be a foul on Xavier McCord on the defensive rebound attempt, or maybe not. Maybe it's going to be on Lovering.
As again, officials still trying to figure out.
No, they're going to say it stays here. It is on Xavier McCord, his first.
His first, team second, called against Cheyenne East, as we're going to see a little wholesale substitution by Coach Taglane.
We saw this against Laramie. It's Brock Storbo, LeBeaumont, and Ethan Cates. It's Brady Storbo, Lovering, and Lobatos that will come out for Central. Still no substitutions thus far for East. Still being a 2-3 on this inbound. Talich tries to get it in, knocked away by Demetrius and an inadvertent whistle.
As Demetrius trying to make an argument, or at
They're going to
least
say it hit the line. That may, I don't know. It wasn't a very confident whistle, but nonetheless, it'll stay Central basketball. Lob pass will come into the backcourt to Stanfley. A lot easier play there for Talich on the inbound. as Stanley walks it in between the circles.
It's almost like he learned that from his quarterback that plays basketball as well, too, for Cheyenne Central on that play.
Stanley with the right-hand dribbles, met by Buell. Again, 2-3 zone for East. Cates with the basketball, goes to Stanley. Now reverse court. Talich has it way up high. Picked up on the left wing by Rail. Back up top, as now they go with the zone motion offense. Brock has it on the right elbow. Turn around, blocked by Xavier McCord. Back to Storbo, though. Stanley kick out. Talich for three. Too strong. Rebound comes to Xavier. So Xavier with the block and the rebound. Demetrius goes to Buell. Buell gets into the lane. Right hand scooper, in and out. He grabs his own rebound. Tries to go up. He's fouled on the floor.
That'll be the third team foul called against Cheyenne Central here.
It'll be Cates who's called for the foul. They're going to say it's on the floor, and East will have the basketball underneath the hoop.
As Ethan Cates will pick up his first foul. And again, great move on the inside by Graydon. Just couldn't get it to fall through for him. And again, also, too, getting the offensive rebound.
Miller gets the inbound from Buell. It's stolen away by Talich. Stanley picks it up. Three players hit the floor, and they're going to call Miller with the foul. That was a lot of players that fell on the floor.
Yeah, as Chats will pick up his first foul. Team third called against Cheyenne East. And collision plenty as we saw in the girls contest here in the boys. Again, a lot on the line. Pride is on the line. Again, this is going to be a scrappy contest between these two.
Cade Burns will come in for Nathaniel Talich, and he will get the inbound as Demetrius almost comes up with a steal, and then Xavier knocks him over. Xavier just picked up his second foul, and we'll see Michael Pope check in for East for Xavier McCord, who's got two.
His second, team's fourth now against the Thunderbirds. As the student section from Cheyenne Central letting Xavier know on that play, hey, you can't do that.
Right. Just a reminder, friendly reminder from the Central student section. Stanley has the basketball, 6-3 our score, 2:50 left here in this first quarter. Stanley dribble handoff with Burns. Burns goes to the top of the key and now gives it off to Cates. Here's Stanley in the lane, stops at the elbow, goes to Burns. Burns dribbles twice with the right hand, terminates, and then goes up top to Stanley. Stanley with being guarded by Jake Rail at the top, now goes to Burns. It's on the top of the arc, now over to the right wing to LeBeaumont. Here's Brock Storbo, extra pass to Burns, left wing three is going to be well short, and the rebound comes to Miller for East. Here comes Chance now in transition. Dribble handoff to Pope. Pope fakes the shot, gets in the lane, poked away from behind, but they're going to call Stanley with the reach.
Yeah, Stanley will pick up that foul, his first, team's fourth, called against the Indians.
They're going to say Stanley wanted to just check what exactly he did. Apparently whatever explanation he got, he was okay with. As Talich will come in for Ryan Stanley.
2:17 remaining in this first quarter. A low-scoring affair here between these two. It's been more of a defensive battle.
Rail with the basketball up high on Talich, as we'll see Lovering and Storbo check in. That's Brady Storbo checking in next whistle. Buell has it on the left wing. Burns playing up high, screen and roll. This motion offense. Buell falls to the floor, able to come back up. Over the back reach was LeBeaumont, comes up with a steal. It's the third turnover for East. In the lane, it's shot in and out, and Rail grabs the rebound for East. Pope with the basketball. It goes to the corner, it's Miller. Miller on the corner, jab step, comes out top. Rail looking for someone to set a screen and roll. 4 out, 1 in motion offense here for East. Buell grabs the basketball, goes into the lane, dribbles handoff to Miller. Miller with a little bit of space, but not taking the shot, goes to Pope, screen and roll there. Pope missed the roll of Miller, he was open. Buell working on Burns into the lane, puts up the right-hand shot, and that one rolls in for Graydon Buell. Nice drive and take by Graydon Buell, and it's 6-5 to score. Just the second field goal hit for East.
And again, first points by either team in quite some time here in this first quarter. Again, as that toilet bowled around and fell through for Graydon.
Teams that score 71 points a game, there's only 11 points in the quarter. Cates straight away, three. Bangs hard off the back iron. Brock grabs the rebound. Fade away from 5. That one rolls in and out. Demetrius will grab the rebound.
As the rim's just denying everything here so far for both teams.
Demetrius in the lane, puts up the left-hand floater. It's an air ball. Cates grabs the rebound. Goes right over to Demetrius as he tried to save it, and Demetrius comes up with an easy steal and 2. The second turnover for Central gives East the lead at 7-6.
As we approach 35 seconds remaining here in this first quarter between these two.
Talich across the timeline, picked up by Rail. Bounce pass almost stolen away by Demetrius. Now Burns has it. He'll go baseline. Right hand floater, too strong. Brock grabs the rebound, dribbles once, puts it up, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. And we'll see. It's either going to be 2 fouls on Demetrius or 2 fouls on Chance.
It will be the 15th foul called against Cheyenne East, and yes, Demetrius will pick up his second foul.
Alec Clark will come in after the first free throw attempt by Brock Storbo, who's 73% on the season.
Number 1 versus number 2 on showcases. That one was long and strong by the big man.
Alec Clark comes in. Lovering and Labados will come in. Brady Storbo will have to wait to see if his brother knocks down the free throw. LeBeaumont, Cates, and Burns comes out. As Stanfley's also another one that checks back in.
Chance for Central here to tie up this ball game once again.
Storbo knocks that one through nothing but net, so his brother Brady will come in. That's brotherly love right there. 7-7 the score with 20 seconds left here in this first quarter. Tightly contested first quarter that hasn't seen a lot of offense because of the great pressure shown on the defensive end. Clark has the basketball, goes to rail, 1-3-1 full court pressure for Central. Miller has it. Goes with the right hand down low. Nice touch by Central. It will be 17 seconds left.
I got 11 on my clock.
They got 17 there. Unfortunately, Nick, even though yours is official, we have to go to their official clock, I guess. Bill has it in the corner. Up top, Miller goes in the corner now to Pope. Or that's Rail. Rail looking for someone to pop open. Goes to Clark. Clark driving baseline. Throws up the right hand. Over the shot block of Lovering. Distracted enough. Who grabs his 4th rebound? Here comes Central to Talich. Talich right hand floater. No shot. No shot. He traveled. And Coach Lane is not happy about the call. And that will be the end of the quarter. 7-7. It will be the end of the quarter. And we will take a 1-minute timeout right here on 1480 KRAE. Well, a low-scoring first quarter, 7-7 the score. Talich thought he had the go-ahead bucket of the quarter, but was called for a travel beforehand, which not a lot of people liked, Nick.
No.
At least on the Central side.
Right, at least on the Central side, which is pretty much where, again, they're sitting right in front of us. Across the way is the East High faithful, again, as this is a packed house here at Story Gymnasium. They are watching a fun one here. They watched a fun one early on in the girls' contest where Central got the at least victory there. As, again, we have the video kind of delaying things here to start out the second quarter. But, again, 7-7. We expected this to be a battle. So far, it's been a battle. Both teams have had good looks. They've had plenty of opportunities, at least good shot selection, but just, again, the rims for whatever tonight here at Story Gymnasium for both Central and East have been just denying those shots. That's where we stand at 7 apiece.
East will start with the basketball. They have Rail, Buell, Xavier, McCord, Demetrius, McCord, and Miller. Xavier with 2 fouls on the floor. Lobato, Stanfley, Lovering, Talich, and Brady Storbo. Miller gets in the lane. Nice driving dish to Xavier, who pump fakes and then banks in off a nice head fake. His first 2 points, a 9-7 lead as Talich gets the long pass, grabs the basketball, goes over to Lovering. He misses it. Storbo has to save it and will do so to Stanfley, who gets a hand in the face by Buell, and it will be the first foul on Graydon Buell.
And that'll be his first, but Team 6 called against Cheyenne East. So the next one will put at least Cheyenne Central in the bonus here for the remainder of this first half.
Inbounding will be Talich, who gives it to Storbo and then right back to him. Talich has the basketball high on the right side. Now it gets it back from Lovering. Puts up the big shot and rolls it home and had to double pump it as Xavier McCord tried to block the shot. East with the basketball. We're tied up at 9. Xavier has it on the right block, working on Lovering. Turnaround jumper, short as Lovering did once again a great job to distract the shot. And he grabs his 5th rebound. Stanfley, nobody picks him up. He's in the lane. Left-hand floater, no good. Put back dunk by the big man. Timeout called by Rusty Horsley. A 30-second. We'll take one as well right here on 1480 KRAE. Well, Lovering with a big put-back dunk to get the Central fans up off their feet.
Yeah.
It's an 11-9 lead for the Indians as Coach Horsley calls his first timeout.
And again, for the big man, Lawson Lovering, we've been seeing that throughout his entire high school career. Again, using that height advantage. And again, he kind of soared out of nowhere for that dunk.
With the basketball, Israel looks down low. We'll give it to Miller working on Brady Storbo. Now double team. Stanfley almost took it away. Miller will hand it off to Buell. Buell jab steps, now late in the lane. Goes with the right-hand jumper. And because of Lovering being right there, give Lovering the ball. But then it's taken away by Xavier. Xavier bumps into Lovering. Short on the shot. The rebound's going to be a jump ball. And it will be Central basketball.
So with that, essentially a turnover there by Cheyenne East. Chance for Cheyenne Central to extend out the 2-point, at least advantage that they have against East.
Both teams with 3 turnovers. A lot of fans in attendance here tonight. Again, we had a feeling with the buzz around this game all week, we were going to have a packed house, standing room only here at Story Gymnasium. Lovering has it on the right side. Stanfley now in the corner looking for Lovering. Had a second to get it to him. And then Lobatos waited too long to give it to him. But then Xavier McCord's going to be called for the hold, and that's his 3rd.
That's his 3rd. Team 7th called against Cheyenne East, so bonus time for Cheyenne Central with that one as McCord, that being at least Xavier now taking a seat.
It's going to be 1-1 for Lovering. He's 64% on the season. He's got a game-high 6 points. Over half the points scored by the big man. He hits hard off the back iron, but the rebound's going to come out to Stanfley. Stanfley, wide open, Brady Storbo. Short, Talich grabs the offensive rebound. Another opportunity, traveled. That's another travel for Storbo, or for Talich.
For Talich on that one.
After the rebound.
Yeah. That's again good defense there by Cheyenne East, denying the entry, again making Talich think about that shot and again forgetting his feet.
11-9 the score, 5:50 on the Pepsi scoreboard here in the second quarter. Pope dribbles between the legs, now dribbles the left hand in the lane, goes to Buell in the left wing, right in front of the Central bench. Miller at the top, fakes the handoff over to Rail, now hands it to him as he cuts, and he's in the lane with 4 Central players in front of him. He dribbles it out, and then Coach Horsley is going to call a set for his team, and Rail will go way up high and reset it. Buell has the basketball. He's going to spread them out and make them play full the entirety of the half court. Buell in the corner. Rail, his first 3-ball attempt, or second 3-ball attempt, is short. Lobatos grabs the rebound. Here comes Lobatos over to Talich. Euro step, bank shot, no good. Lovering's there for the offensive rebound. He banks it in for 2. The 7th rebound and the 8th point for Lawson Lovering here in the first half.
And that is just pure muscle by Lawson on that play.
Rail, kick over. Demetrius, left corner 3. Bangs off the back iron. Rail grabs the rebound. Over the back call. Late.
A very late one on that one, but that is going to go against at least Cheyenne East on that one. Jake Rail picking up his first foul. And as I mentioned, East with their 18th foul.
Now they're going to call a 1-1, so it's going to be Burns, LeBeaumont, Brock Storbo, and Ethan Cates that check in. So everybody but Stanfley will come out. Stanfley will go to the line to shoot 1 and the bonus. He's 78% on the season.
As you can see the frustration right now on head coach Rusty Horsley's face. And again, just talking with the official, trying to figure out what is going on here with this officiating crew.
Buell's also talking to the official as Stanfley hits the first and earned himself another free throw attempt, his first point. 5-point lead for Central. It's their largest lead that they've had tonight. East has had a lead as many as 2, as it's been pretty tightly contested through a quarter and change. Stanfley goes 2 for 2 at the line. The lead's up to 6 for Central.
But now we see the Indians trying to separate themselves from East, taking advantage of these opportunities here.
Xavier McCord, their leading scorer, on the bench with 3 fouls as Demetrius goes to the lane. He's fouled by either Storbo or Cates. He'll go to the line and shoot 2, though. It is Cates who's the guilty party.
Cates will pick up his second foul, team's 5th, called against the Indians. Like I say, at least for Demetrius, he was in the act of shooting, so at least shots upcoming for him.
53% on the season is Demetrius McCord, twin brother of Xavier McCord. First one on the way, too strong. It's the first free throw attempt put up by East here tonight. Again, at the 4:50 mark of the second quarter, 15-9 our score in favor of Central. As McCord will have another chance, puts it up, and that one is nothing but net. He goes 1 for 2 at the line, going with the average on the season. 15-10 our score. Demetrius with 3 points, cuts the lead to 5 for Central.
Yeah, point on the board for Cheyenne East in quite some time, about at least 2 or 3 minutes here.
Cates has it at the top, fakes the 3, goes to Stanfley in the lane, jump stop, and then taken away initially by Rail, but he's able to regain possession, was Stanfley. Here is Burns, or LeBeaumont, throws it back up top to Cates, and they'll slow it down. Cates dribbles with the right hand, goes over to Burns, loses the handle, Demetrius grabs it. Easy steal for Demetrius, goes in, right hand, and 1 for Demetrius McCord with his 3rd steal and his 5th point.
Basket counts, foul. That one is going against, it looks like they're calling that against Kate Burns, so he'll pick up his first foul. Team 6 against Cheyenne Central here.
Demetrius with a chance for 3 the hard way. 15-12 the score, trying to make it 1 possession. He rattles in and out. Miller grabs the offensive rebound. Pump fakes. He's going to go to the line to 2 as he gets LeBeaumont in the air and draws the foul.
As LeBeaumont will pick up his first foul. Team 7th now called against Cheyenne Central. So both teams in the bonus here for the remainder 4:18 of this first half.
Miller 62% on the season. The senior will go to the line. Senior also led the state in receiving during football season. Miller too strong on that first one as it hits hard off the right iron. Yes. Lovering and Talich will come in. Coming out will be Burns and LeBeaumont.
As free throw shooting tonight for Cheyenne East has been abysmal.
1 for 4 to start.
And again, these are free throw shots, or at least shooters that are, again, high percentage, at least makers out there taking these shots.
Miller misses both. The rebound comes down to Demetrius McCord hustling to grab the offensive rebound. Another opportunity. 3-pointer by Buell. Too strong. Lovering grabs his 8th rebound. Stanfley into the lane for Central. Goes to Brock, looking down low. Lovering is going to fall to the floor, and they're going to call a double foul. Double foul. Miller will pick up his second. Lovering will pick up his second. And LeBeaumont's going to come quickly in for LeBeaumont. It's kind of like one of those, or for Lovering, one of those things where you see 2 players fall, so there's got to be a foul. Let's just give it to both of them.
Let's just give you both at least an oopsie on that one. 19 foul called against the Thunderbirds. At least 18 fouls called against Cheyenne Central. As again, fouls mounting up here very quickly in this quarter for both teams.
And Miller's asking the official how he was called for the foul, but again, it's his second, and now he needs to get over and play defense because the official's about to hand it to Talich. They do so. He hands it off to Brock. Brock gets into the lane, puts it up off the glass for 2. It's Demetrius just, the middle of the zone was not there.
Basically just let Storble by, got the easy basket there. 5-point advantage for the Indians once again.
Rail with the basketball, working on Stanfley. Dribble hand off to Miller, and Miller went one way, Rail went the other. It's a turnover, the 4th one. 17-12 the score. This defense, and more importantly, the defense that Stanfley's playing on the ball handlers right now is just suffocating Jake Rail or Chance Miller, whoever he's on. Stanfley has it back up top, handoff, fakes the handoff, does LeBeaumont. Now hits the backdoor cutting Talich underneath the basket, goes up top to Cates, fakes the 3. He's in the lane, stops at the free throw line, puts it up. It's short. Miller grabs the rebound as it falls in his lap. He'll slow it down. Buell in transition, out the wing, gets into the lane, puts up this right-hand shot, too strong. LeBeaumont comes high over everybody else and grabs the rebound. His second rebound. Cates gets it over to Brock. Brock fakes the shot, now goes to Stanfley at the top. Talich open right wing, 3! Hits off the right iron, long rebound comes to LeBeaumont. In the lane, Talich has it, mishandle, or he lost the handle. It's going to be a foul on the way up, and judging by the look of Graydon Buell, it's going to be on him.
Yeah, Graydon Buell will pick up his second foul. Team's 10th called against Cheyenne East, so double bonus time now for the Indians for the remainder 2:57 of this first half.
3 fouls on McCord, 2 on Aumiller, 2 on McCord, 2 on Buell. Foul trouble for East here as Talich knocks in the first one. He's 60% on the season as Alec Clark's going to come in for Aumiller. You have 2 players on the floor right now for East with 2 fouls. It's McCord and Buell. 18-12 the score. Storbo will come in for Storbo. It's Brady, the one that's in. Labatos will come in for Ethan Cates.
Tag Lane doing us a favor of at least separating the twins out there.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it for sure. Talich at the line for one more opportunity. It's the largest lead is up to 6. Make it 7 as he goes nothing but net. And we'll see Cole Michaeli come in for Buell.
Again, Graydon Buell picking up his second foul. Going to take a quick seat for Rusty Horsley to avoid that third foul.
Already have Xavier McCord on the bench with 3 fouls. Rail has, somebody slipped on a pad. I think it was the pad that goes to the plate that goes to the volleyball court as Stanfley slid to the floor, and they're going to call there was an official timeout even though Rail got behind him. So
again, that's the first time we've ever seen that.
No kidding. 2:47 left in the second quarter. 19-12 Central with the lead.
Might want to get maintenance on that one to figure that out.
And I think that's what they're asking for. I think they're asking for some type of tape to make sure it stays down. So we're going to have a little delay here.
As again, Story Gymnasium, a very old venue, needs some modifications, at least desperately here, but looks like AD Jerry Schlabs of Cheyenne East is out there to at least get it taped down to avoid any other accidents. You wonder if they're going to tape down the rest of them.
Yeah, and well, you would think they would at least do it on the other side.
Yeah, you would hope so, but again, a interesting situation here. You know, it isn't a shot clock issue or a game clock issue as we've had the running streak in JUCO and high school, but it's now a delay due to floor technical difficulty.
Well, and they're going to get some duct tape, it looks like. So, you know what they say, if it doesn't work with duct tape, well,
you're out of luck.
Yeah.
But as we stand, again, 2:47 here as we're about to get at least play underway, hopefully very soon here at Story Gymnasium as it's now approaching at least 8 o'clock. Game time was set for 7 o'clock. Again, as now we are all set. Again, Central right now with the lead up by 7, 19-12 in this contest.
It is 19-12. It's Clark, Rail, Pope, McCord out on the floor. Demetrius McCord for East. It's for Central. It's LeBeaumont, Brady Storbo, Lobato, Stanfley, and Talich. Rail at the half-court line and just didn't know where he was. He went over and back, a turnover, 5th one. I didn't know if the official was going to call it, but sure enough, he had that whole entire left foot over the line when he was dribbling between his legs.
So another at least costly turnover for Cheyenne East. Chance for Cheyenne Central to cash in, extend out the lead.
Talich at the top, gets the high screen from Brady on the roll, doesn't give it to him, instead it goes to LeBeaumont, now over to Stanfley. Ricardo Lobatos goes back to Stanfley, dribbles into the lane, now kick out top, it's Lobatos looking for a cutting Talich. Talich instead will V-line it out, and now slow it down with Clark playing defense on him, wearing the mask. Backdoor cutting, Lobatos lays it in, or tries to lay it in, it's off the right iron. Rail with the rebound. Headman pass to Demetrius, who will wisely slow it down. Shoots the 3 ball, it's short. Stanfley grabs the rebound for Central. 19-12, still to score, 2 minutes left here in this quarter.
One and done opportunity there once again for Cheyenne East.
Talich has it on the right wing, high screen from LeBeaumont, doesn't take it. Stops his dribble after one time. Now LeBeaumont on that right block, got away. No, did not get away with the travel because it's called.
As travel starting to mount up for Cheyenne Central here.
Here comes Graydon Buell for Alec Clark. As Buell and McCord And with Rail, the only 3 starters out there. Miller with 2 fouls, Xavier with 3 fouls. Miller will actually check in for the next whistle. Full court pressure for Centrals. Now they're going to go into a zone. And now they'll try to trap in the corners. Buell has the basketball. It's a 1-2-2 zone. Pope, left corner 3. Hits off the back iron. LeBeaumont grabs his 4th rebound.
He's
Brady
once again
has the basketball as they go in quickly in transition. Nice step by Storborough around. Buell banks it in for 2. Lead up to 9, largest of the night. Here comes Rail across the timeline. He's going to stop and walk it to the half-court ring. 21-12. We are now under 1 minute and 5 seconds in the game, in the second quarter. Rail looking for someone to pop up top. Dribbles, handoff to Michaeli at the elbow. Now kick up top to Pope. Pope looking down low. Stanfley playing defense on him. A little 1-3-1 action for Central. Buell puts up the 3. It's short, and the rebound comes to Stanfley.
One and done. That has been the theme for Cheyenne East here so far.
Stanfley in the lane, spin around, kick out to Storbo. Storbo drives baseline on McCord, and it's a jump ball. It'll be East basketball. Good job by Demetrius to get his hand on the basketball. Alec Clark will check back in, and we'll see for the first time tonight Jordan Codner for East.
Jordan Codner Jr., 5'9" for the East Side Thunderbirds. As it looks like he'll inbound that basketball.
It'll be Rail with the basketball. Stopping at the top. Full court pressure still as they're in that 1-2-2 press. Codner gets it over to Rail. Rail with the right-hand dribble looking for Clark to pop out. Now Clark has it back. Clark owes over to Buell. Buell on the left block. Pump fake. Goes up for the shot and one as he got LeBeaumont off his feet.
So count the basket. Foul called against Cheyenne Central. That'll be the 19th foul called against the Indians. That one going against LeBeaumont, who'll pick up his second.
Buell, a couple of dribbles with the right hand, puts up the end one opportunity, and he cashes in the end one. He's got 5. The lead's cut to 6. Talich
with 10 seconds remaining
in the timeline. Gets into the lane. Goes up with the right hand, bank shot, hits off the back iron. Storbo grabs the rebound, throws it up, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2 with 4.6 seconds left.
That one, it looks like against Alex Clark. He'll pick up his first foul, and double bonus time for Cheyenne Central.